Two. Checkity check. 1, 2. Yes, and we're live now, ladies and gentlemen. It is another episode, another fine, fantabulous episode of Quarantine and Chill with your hosts, Crypto Euclid and Mystical Oaks. A lot of crazy stuff. Is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I've got to get some invites sent out, so bear with me while I get some of our peeps on the line. Tamara, you got to chat up the people while I send out some invites.
Oh, do I?
Tell the people at home what's going on.
Stuff and things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff and things. Okay, like what? What's the latest? What's happening today?
Wow.
Yeah.
So much.
I know. Like what happened? Get it? Let's go. Let's get the conversation going here. I'm trying to do send out some invites. You got to carry the show while
Wow. That's a lot of responsibility.
I mean, you got this, honey.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm joining this. You got this, honey. Let's go.
I can't
Chat
think
up-
of anything. You're
chat
putting
up the
me
people.
on the spot, and
Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, what's the biggest thing that I think that's happening is I think it's very possible that we might go into a shutdown situation, like a national quarantine. I think it's completely possible.
Anything is possible,
Yes.
and that would also possibly be possible.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility.
It is a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is that what it's going to take to keep the people indoors?
Yeah, I don't know. Your
What?
mic seems a little low.
Well, I mean, honey.
Don't pull it. Okay.
Don't
I'm going to
pull
turn
it.
your mic up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm still getting the waiting.
I mean, I feel like you should have, handled these things before. This just very unprofessional.
All right. Well, that's pretty much my second name is
Your MO.
Mr. Unprofessional.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Let me get some invites sent out here. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Well, I'm just exhausted. It's been emotionally exhausting living with you.
Yes.
Especially with all the stuff going on and the things.
I'm very hard to live with. Today we worked on the water catchment system.
And beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
Important things.
Yeah. Want to make sure I got the invites to everyone. Let's see, that person.
How many invites are we sending?
That person. This person.
Sounds good.
And this
Are we
one.
good?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, that was it. That was the
Okay.
last one. Okay. So, yeah. Yes, crazy stuff is happening.
You're now doing a vlog, I see.
Where? Oh, yeah. This morning I did a little bit of a tweetaroo.
You just did like a where and turned your head like a dog going like, where, what? Huh?
I did a little tweetaroo, like a video blog, and I think I'm going to start doing this like every day. I think I'm going to kind of yay, crypto trogdors first. Troggy, is our audio sound okay, buddy? Let us know in the chat. You know me, I'm very OCD about making sure all
everything.
My levels are good. So just let me know audio's good. Maybe a thumbs up. Or Troggy, you want to come on today? Or you want to come on this episode, let me know. I'll send you an invite. You know you're always welcome on the show.
Yes.
So yeah.
Love to hear from the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were just telling me something that Lemmy tweeted. What was that? Because that's scary.
Which one?
Lemmy.
Oh shit. Yeah.
You know my nicknames for people.
Yeah, that is
I make
scary.
lemonade.
Yeah, that's scary. Hold on. Let's see.
Are you focused?
No, okay. Troggy says good. Thank you,
Okay.
Troggy. We appreciate you. Bath time right now. Okay.
Trog is in the bath right now. So.
All right, Trog. I'll send you your invite, but obviously you just join if you want to. I don't even know where you are in my DMs
in case people
here.
don't know, Trog has like a whole bath ritual that he does. It involves incense and
oils.
And it's his whole process. It's how he gets through the day, and Calgon and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah. Were you going to share?
Anyway, yeah, you asked me about, there's so much crap going on. It's literally like information overload. There's a lot of things happening like just all the time. And since we're all connected to digital, what do you call that? Social media?
I thought you were going to say digital Lawrence.
We're connected
when you
to
say
digital Lawrence.
That's what I think.
That it's like information overload. You know what I mean? What I do know, and our friend Digital Lawrence, speaking of him, did tweet out all the National Guard is being deployed.
Really?
Now, I did a little bit of a kind of a, I guess you would call it like, a little spooky tweet. I did a thing.
Which one?
The one that's like reliable source, National Guard being deployed, national shutdown imminent, be prepared. Now that one's got 83 likes and 13 retweets.
No one cares about your numbers.
So from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, some birdies, it looks like that it's very quite possible that we might go into a national quarantine situation. There's like debate, and it's very, to me, here's what I've said on the subject. Let me, I'm not going to read that right now. Hold on. Okay. I see someone's asking a question, Goro187. Just hold on. Let me get my thing out. I always get nervous when I see, military in the streets. And, someone, and this is like, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but, the National Guard also obviously is going to be there to help. But like I said, it makes me nervous. That's all I'm saying. It makes me nervous. And I don't know if, I don't know. It's like, is martial law like something that could happen in the near future? I don't know. Or is, now people obviously, we can't have, we have to have, in order to stop the spread of this virus. Okay. The most important thing, and I've been preaching this for almost a month now, is we need to stay the fuck home. I have it on my thing. Hold on. Someone's coming in. There's Window. There's Window. Hey, Window. Window. Hey, Window. Can you hear us?
There she is.
I don't think
Hello?
She can. Hey, can you hear us? She can't hear us again.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you can't hear us.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me chat with her.
All right, you chat.
Hello?
Hey, Junior.
Yeah.
Hello, Junior. Okay, I was on a rant. Hold on one second. But yeah, and I'm hoping that, the National Guard being deployed across the country, I'm hoping that this is going to be, to help prevent the spread of the virus. Obviously, that's important. But can you hear us, Wendio?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what you guys got going on in Tennessee, but I can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
But you can hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, wait, shit. I didn't do the fucking tweet.
It's probably the squatches.
I think it's the squatches that are intercepting the shit.
Yes. Yeah.
But so guys, I was just kind of doing a little bit of a rant about the fact that the National Guard appears to be deployed across the country at this point. I'm hearing sources are telling me that we are possibly going to go into a national quarantine situation. I know the president recently said that was not going to happen, but why would you alert everyone before it was going to happen? And my theory is that they're about to announce a national quarantine situation and lock everything down. And that's what I tweeted earlier today, and it's gotten a lot of, interaction. And what are you guys' thoughts? Is it scary that the National Guard are in the streets, or is this a good thing?
Who else is on the call?
Junior's here with us, I believe. Junior,
hi, Junior. How are you?
Well,
no.
Okay, no. Junior.
Anyways, he's giving you the cold shoulder.
Your voice sounds like all raspy.
It is. I sound terrible. I have a little cold.
Are you well?
I'm mentally, I'm not well, but physically I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I have a little cold.
Okay. Good. Hang in there.
Today was a complete shit show. Tamara knows. I called her, and
yes.
Yeah.
We've already talked.
Yeah, we've already talked. I think I'm not concerned about it happening, but I think it's totally like inevitable that that it was going to happen. Like, because this thing is like it's really out of control, and yeah. So.
Yeah.
Mr. Man of Opinion.
Are you worried about the military in the streets keeping order? Is that something? Is that a good thing, or is that a bad? Is that potentially scary to you, Wendio?
Well, okay, so this is the thing. When I used to work in healthcare, and I used to have to drive all the way the fuck out to West Hollywood, when Trump got elected the first time, I remember how scary it was because people were like rioting and stuff in LA, and nobody was doing anything.
Right.
And I kind of feel like that's going to happen again. With this stuff going on, because there's going to be looting, there's going to be all different types of stuff happening, and I'm against big government, but I feel like there's some things that we do need to do, and I think it may be a good thing that we do have them here to kind of protect innocent people. So I don't know. What about you guys?
Junior?
Junior, you want to take that?
Or is he oiling his head?
Depends on how you look at this, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's people out in the streets and they're causing contagion, and obviously now we're starting to see actual footage of like shit in Italy where people are on respirators and they're like, all we can do is keep them alive.
Right.
That's it. And truckloads of bodies. So it's bad. It's already here. The reason why they're going to bring the National Guard is obviously because people will not stay in their houses, and because they want to make sure that it doesn't spread. And if you are worried about your civil liberties and everything like that, they're going to go out the window. And if you've been concerned about the government trying to come for you or something like that, you are effectively a prisoner in your own country. You will soon be a prisoner in your own house. The internet has already started to be has been slowed down, right?
I noticed that today.
Well, don't you think that could just be because of like
everyone's on YouTube,
kids home from school
on YouTube? Nothing is different.
Well, what about kids in school? So if kids are in school and they are not on the computer and they're home and that they're playing games, do you think that I'm hopeful that maybe that could be a reason? I don't know.
I don't think it's that much more because people are on their fucking phones all day. We're on the internet 24/7. Like I'm on the internet the same amount that I was when I was in school. Right. And so is my kid, and so is my husband.
Right.
So I don't think so. I think that I don't know. I feel like they're like listening in on us or something.
Yeah.
But what about all the kids like in middle school and high school and elementary school? Like usually that are in school. They're not now.
But they're on their phones too. They all have cell phones. They all have tablets. They've got all this bullshit. Most of the stuff they do is online anyways. So I feel like I can't be that much more.
I think you're wrong, Wendio. I think my wife is onto something here. The fact that
I didn't come up with that idea.
The fact that kids are in school, they're not watching YouTube and Netflix as much. I think literally everyone's at home and they have Netflix streaming and the kids are watching YouTube. And I think now, but it certainly could also be that the infrastructure. What do you guys propose? What do you guys propose it is? If it's not just a drain on the the internet as a whole, it's like the whole world is trying to watch Netflix at the same time because they're bored and they're in quarantine.
Right.
What do you guys think it is? If it's not that,
government does weird shit, man. My husband he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and he was talking about I think they're testing us right now for something bigger later on. They're just like almost like a social experiment. That's what he's saying. I'm not saying that I buy into all that stuff. I'm just right. I'm keeping an open mind because I believe in conspiracy theories. I believe in the lizard people. I believe in some shit that goes down that we don't necessarily know about. So it could be a number of things.
Yeah. That's true.
Some lizard people?
Yeah.
It's Lancaster.
Is this aliens?
So basically, the lizard people came down to these ancient civilizations.
I'm first to know this.
Huh?
Do you want anyone important to know that you believe in lizard people? Are we live right now?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah. I think that lizard people are 100%. I feel like there's something else going on, like with the universe and shit. If you want to have that conversation in private, we can do that. But I mean, that's my opinion.
She hasn't been secretive about her lizard people theory. She's mentioned this before.
Listen, guys, this is really fucking simple. Okay.
I believe in crazy shit.
I know everyone has,
listen,
and who knows which ones are actually true.
Anything is fucking possible, gang. Anything, okay? Anything could happen. We don't know if the elites, aka I was going to say George Bush, but it's actually Donald Trump is our president. If we don't know,
it's fucking part of the bloodline, Yuki.
We don't know
year.
that Donald Trump. Donald, is that his first name for real? Donald. Anyway, Donald.
Is your first name Euclid for real?
No. Listen to me.
He paused.
Listen. Here's the thing. Donald Trump has the fucking cure, right? The immunity. He's taking it. Otherwise, why does he not have it? This is put on your tinfoil hats here, gang.
What? Who did you just steal this from?
Who? Not you.
Oh, really? I wasn't the one who said that.
Oh,
to
you did say that.
Oh my fucking God.
Okay, this is my wife's theory.
Like you even believe they're your ideas. I cannot even.
I think I came up with that. You stole it from me.
No.
Grocery list?
I think.
Sure, she came up with that too.
I think that Trump has the what is it? The antidote, right? He's taking it, and the rest of us are going to get the flu, and we're all going to die. And then the elites are going to.
Now you've taken my theory and went left.
And then the elites are going to take over, and we're going to just be, dead or whatever, or sheeple or what the fuck ever.
They hate Trump. Everybody hates Trump.
None of those things.
I think we have a troll in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Goro187. He says, I like the way you avoided the hard-hitting facts I brought up. I haven't seen your facts, sir.
He must not know who we are.
Let's see. Anyway, I'll have to go back and read his hard-hitting facts and see if I agree or disagree.
Okay.
But whatever you say, sir, I know it's complete bullshit. Okay. But anyway, there are all possibilities, just like we don't know if there's a God or not. I don't know if you're religious or not. There are all possibilities in this situation. There literally could be anything. Now, the reality of it is, in my opinion, is that there's a fucking flu happening. It's extremely dangerous. It's spreading way, way quicker and faster than we are prepared for. Our president did not warn us as he should have. We're not prepared. There's not enough tests. And I believe that we're soon going to be in a national quarantine. National Guard is already in the streets. And I think we're going to be in a shutdown, lockdown situation nationally where all businesses are closed. That's what I think's happening.
Well,
what about the essential businesses?
But
that's a good question. UPS still has to run. I need my Amazon. Thank you. I need Kroger and Walmart to bring my groceries. I need
power.
I need but
all that, right?
Yes.
First, someone's echoing.
I hear that too.
I think it's you.
It's you, Junior.
How?
No, maybe not. All right.
No, maybe not. Okay.
Not a flu. It's chronic pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone can get chronic pneumonia. Right. Everyone. The overlord, lizard people, elites also want their Amazon and their first class flights and their caviar and all those things. So right now they're trying to make sure that they still keep that. And the way that they're going to do that is not only to help save the economy, but they got to save the slaves.
It's plebes.
Pleblets.
Plebeians. It's not plebs, plebes, however you said it.
What?
I say it's, I call it
slaves.
He said slaves.
What, slaves?
Slave.
Oh, sorry. I have headphones on. I can't hear.
What?
What? Carry on, sir. Slaves. Got it.
That's everyone, obviously, that makes less than a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody that's not in the 1%. Hey guys, can we go like back to Vegas and just like I wish we were not in this time right now. It's just so stressful.
I'm not.
Day when everyone had money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it so much fun?
It was.
Remember when we
could leave our house?
Remember when we had our civil liberties?
Yeah, remember back in the days when we had our civil liberties and we could like go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts at like 4 a.m.
Remember when we could
that
pass
time
out?
Obama came and took our guns away?
Hey guys.
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
It didn't happen. I just want everyone to know that never fucking happened.
Remember?
Okay.
It didn't. But okay, Lancaster, you
We had
had
to come and admit it never happened.
Who it is? Kai? Kai's on the line.
Lancaster, you had a meeting today with someone, correct? This morning? I saw some tweets. You were tweeting this morning about being right at a bank with a banker. What's going on there? What do we need to be worried about that?
And because I wanted to, see if I need to take something out or move something around. Maybe have a little more money to buy some Bitcoin later. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
But so I was sitting with the branch manager. First of all, I have to answer 6 questions via phone call before they let me in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, have you been around someone with coronavirus? I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, now we can let you in.
Oh gosh, that's all it took. You just had to say no, right?
Not that I know of.
But I mean, I know the manager too. I go there and I talk to her, whatever,
Right.
So there's that at least. So I'm like, how are you doing? All the pleasantries, and then I asked her, I'm like, so what are you hearing? She's like, do you mean the bank? About our jobs? I'm like, well, what are you just hearing in general? She's like, I don't know, it's everything's business as usual basically for us right now. We're open, but we have to do the precautions. And other than that, no one's telling us anything. They're not telling us anything about the financial system or anything like that, or the virus.
Right.
Or what plans they have for us. And a couple times before, over years, so she knows that I didn't really believe in the financial system. She's like, so what do you think is going on? And I started to tell her all the things that I've said, in the past couple of days. And she's like, yeah, and I could see in her face, she believed everything I told her. She could tell it was real. And all the things about the financial system, all that. And I say, I don't know what to do with my money right now. I don't know if I just buy Bitcoin with all my money, or I take it out, or I leave it here. And I go, and if I leave it here, will it even exist? And she goes, right. Will it even exist? She said that.
Wow.
She repeated it.
Right. Huh.
Daily limits to take out a certain amount. 1,000 max withdrawal, and then she checked to see if it was still 10,000, and it went down to 5,000.
Oh shit! So for you cut out in the second.
He said 10, and then it went down to 5.
It went down to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's scary as fuck. Hold on, we have someone else who's joined us really quick. Is this Kai?
Testing.
Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Hello.
I love that voice, Kai. How you doing, man?
Yep. I'm okay considering the circumstances.
No,
Yeah.
hear your voice.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's much better now that you can hear me.
It is. It is.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I've had a very interesting year, but I think this situation has to top it for sure. A lot's been going on, and it seems very surreal. That's the main thing. It's it's so strange. It seems like this is the intro to a zombie apocalypse film or something like that. It's ridiculous.
All of them rolled into one.
It's happening just like a movie. Everyone's seen the movie. Everyone knows what comes next. No one wants to say it.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance of it actually happening, which is frightening.
What, zombies?
No, the fucking collapse of society.
They just cut back regulations on drug testing so that they can like hurry up and get something to the market, which really means get that money into the stock market and pumping. You know?
Some other things that they've done, at least in Los Angeles, they are reporting that they're stating that they expect 50% of the population in Los Angeles to contract the coronavirus, and then they're also trying to get people out of county to for small little crimes and stuff to put them back on the streets because they don't know what to do with them, which to me is a kind of a little bit worrisome and doesn't really make sense. Wouldn't you think that if somebody's already quarantined in the prison or the jails, because our prisons in California are like in BFE, but you would think that since they're already there, wouldn't they be safe, and wouldn't it be safer just to kind of keep them in there and let them do their time? But they want to let these people out, and I'm thinking to myself, Los Angeles is known for riots. They're known for looting. We're known for our crime. We're known for all this stuff. And you're just going to let people out just because.
Yeah. It also sends the message that they're not going to put anyone in. You know what I mean?
It sends the message that you will not go to jail if you go fuck some shit up or do whatever the fuck you want. Right. Our friend. Right. Yeah. Our friend.
It's a low level crime here.
Right.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter if it's low level crime. Most of these people that go to jail, for the most part, it's not just that they got that, they're only in jail for what they got caught for, not for all the other shit they did. And I know people on the streets and they do lots of things, and the thing they get caught for is generally a minor thing, and that's concerning.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm just concerned about, maybe people thinking, oh, well, now, it's a little bit lax. I could, go and do something. And I don't know. It's just, it sucks. It's all bad. There's just a lot of bad things, but.
There's so many fucking, like I said earlier, guys.
Let me tweet, though. You still don't talk about that. That's the most worrisome. Well, not the most. There's so fucking many things to worry about. But what I make lemonade. Over 60.
I Make Lemonade just tweeted to me. Sorry, guys, let me find the fucking tweet. So give me a second.
There's the virus itself to worry about. Then there's
the
collapse of everything. It's just not having enough toilet paper, which I think maybe I don't have enough toilet paper.
Bitcoin going to zero.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
That is scary. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
You think I have enough toilet paper, Window?
I don't know, honey.
Yeah, I don't think we bought throughout this whole thing, we bought 5 things of it just because my mom's not prepared, his mom's not prepared, so I'll send you some.
This is from Rebecca, our friend. I Make Lemonade on Twitter. She says, reliable source.
In San Diego.
Listen to this. It says, reliable source. Over 60-year-old citizens are not a priority. Please reinforce this with your families and friends. One of my best friends is in a high position in the medical field, alerted us to this tonight. Please be safe.
Where is she at?
What is that about, guys? Anyone
that
over
is actually
6?
True.
Yeah.
That is true in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, there was an article posted. I have a separate Twitter account for the O Show, and I follow a bunch of local news stations, so I can mix my show up a bit. But that is 100% true. They are not testing. If you come in with the symptoms already, they're not, and you're a certain age, they're not testing you anymore because they want to conserve these test kits.
Okay, they're not testing you, but they'll treat you. I thought she was saying that they're not treating people.
I can't comment on.
They're not a priority. They're not a priority, is what she says.
Okay. Because those are two separate things.
What about the fact?
But still getting a test is very important too, because these symptoms are so similar to other cold-like symptoms. How do you not know? Wouldn't you want to find out who in the hospital has these fucking symptoms, so then you can move them to a particular area and make sure that they don't get the other patient sick?
Yeah, that seems so obvious to me. It's like, how would you know if it is a cold or if it is something else if you're not going to be testing people for it? It's almost as if they're just saying, oh, you know what, this, good luck. Stay in your house, wait 7 to 14 days. If it's bad, then it's bad.
But that is what they're saying, but no one's staying in their house.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like people, in my opinion, I don't know. It seems like people should just be staying inside. We have the technology, we have the supply chains ready to like get deliveries out to people, get their needs met. But obviously now people are panicking. People are out there hoarding a lot of stuff, like the toilet tissues, as you guys just said. Even here, it's pretty bad. It's like people are queuing up 3 hours before stores open. So like by 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you have lines of people outside stores, and as soon as the stores open, there's usually nothing left from the day before, and so people are just rushing. It's basically like Black Friday on steroids, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you want toilet paper, but you want like milk or like eggs, or
so they are Knox County just today announced that they are doing a mandatory closure of all bars. They're not closing restaurants. They're still, 6 feet apart, tables, blah, blah, blah. I think that's absolutely ridiculous at this point. I think we should be shutting, I hate to say this, guys, but I think we should be shutting everything down. And that's fucking scary. And that's what's scary about this thing. There is a fucking invisible threat that's coming to get us, right? And we're all worried as fuck. But I'm also worried about...
Not all of us are.
Not
all of us are worried.
I know. The spring breakers are not worried about it. They're on the beach. Anyway.
The idiots in Miami are not worried.
I'm also... The thing about it is, what's scary about this is the National Guard being deployed, and obviously that's to enforce, I would think, like... Here's the thing. We're not even to the point where they're even admitting this is going to be to enforce anything. This is just to help, they're saying at this point, to help, feed and all that stuff. But I think it actually kind of needs to be a situation where we're in a fucking quarantine, which is scary, because when the National Guard is out there on the streets, it's to help prevent looting and rioting, which is fucking great. But it's like, holy shit, the government, our government is putting military in the streets. And, the sort of like doomsdayer side of me, of my brain, is like, oh shit, it's happening. New World Order is taking over. It's scary shit. So it's damned if we do, and it's damned if we don't.
Right.
Okay. If we don't act, we're fucked. If we do act and allow them to strip our civil liberties and take away our rights to leave our own fucking houses, then we're fucked too, I think. Because what about if they start fucking, making laws that stay on the fucking books and shit? I don't know. There's so many places you could go with this, guys. There's so many fucking things.
That's a scary thing, is what you mentioned, is that some of these laws that they're just, popping up and throwing out there, they can keep on the books. Like when I covered what's going on in Los Angeles about, they don't want to say, like, my husband got mad at me because I was like, dude, they're locking Los Angeles down. He's like, no, they're not locking it down. I was like, yeah. It's like they're fucking locking us down, but they're not calling it that. I went, and when I covered it today, it talks about like all the do's and don'ts, but it also says, like, you have a curfew at this time. You need to be in your house by this time unless you're this specific type of worker. And if you do not abide by these rules, you can face criminal charges.
Exactly. Isn't that
But no
scary?
one's talking about that.
Isn't that scary? I get the fact, and obviously I don't want the fucking virus to be spread. So I'm the first one who said, stay the fuck home on Twitter. I'm not the first, but I was one of the first who said, guys, we got to fucking shut this thing down. Sorry, but you can't be fucking going to bars and shit anymore. This was fucking a month ago. Okay. And now that's actually happening, and the government, and I know Trump said that he's not going to implement a fucking thing, but seriously, guys, if they've deployed the fucking National Guard all over the country, which Digital Lawrence did a fucking thread showing all the different pictures and videos of the fucking tanks and shit in the cities. Okay. And so it's happening, guys. If they're doing all this, how easy is it for them to flip the switch, say Sunday night, and go, by the way, guys, national emergency. We are in a national quarantine. You are not allowed to leave your house unless you have specific reason to. And that's scary.
You know what I just read right now? I'm on the O Show Twitter, and it's from Los Angeles. But Mayor Garcetti reminding us that if you're feeling sick, don't just go to your doctor's office or urgent care center. Call first. Don't go to the ER unless you have a medical emergency and use social distancing. So I get the calling first, but that's a little concerning because if you have these symptoms, you need to fucking go to your doctor's office. And most of these doctor's offices, they're not like urgent care facilities. That's what it's for. You're supposed to go into an urgent care facility if you're sick or something's wrong. So it's a little interesting to me.
Well, I don't know. Like at what point should you? You know, because then you possibly have it, and then you're just going out. I mean, and no, like the doctor, right. You're endangering anyone who might just be in the doctor's office because they're, you know, they have something else. And I mean, I think that there just needs to be more communication, but maybe like, well, if you're experiencing this specific symptom, which I believe is shortness of breath, then, you know, that's serious. So, but if you're just experiencing like flu-like symptoms, and how stressful would that be right now? Like if I were sick, I would imagine it would be hard not to just like work myself up about it. Like,
I'm having like really bad like allergies right now, and I'm all fucking like, you know, congested. I don't feel good. I got a headache. I'm fucking stressed out. I'm like, yo, do I got the coronavirus? No. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's how my husband is. He's like, I have a cough, I have this, I have that, and it's mostly because he's stressed out because of work. And I'm like, you don't have COVID. Calm down, like you're fine. Right. So I get it. We're all stressed out. I'm sick because I'm fucking stressed. My child is like bouncing off the wall. She's crying because she wants to see her grandparents. She wants to go to school and she can't. And I'm just telling her we're on an extended spring break here.
Right.
Yeah. Kai, what's it like over in your neck of the woods, buddy?
Well, as I said before, with the whole the store situation, seems to be a shortage in that regard. But in terms of the actual healthcare, obviously we're supposed to have the NHS, but even here they've closed down all of the general practitioners, so like the local doctors. So you more or less can't get an appointment there. And anyone that did basically got it cancelled and they got rescheduled to like a phone appointment. So that's one thing. Another thing is that they set up a dedicated coronavirus helpline, which is 111, so 111. And that's supposed to be the thing that you're supposed to go to if you're having symptoms. But when you do call, they say it's like an automated message saying, if you do have these symptoms, you don't need to come in. You don't need to call us. Just stay home for 7 to 14 days. See what happens.
Right.
That's literally the dedicated helpline for this.
But aren't they supposed to, like, the people that get tested positive, aren't they on respirators and shit?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Trogdor has something. He's a doctor. He's in the chat. He says we want you to call first so we can prepare. So we can prepare to get the 80-year-old lady out of the waiting room or meet you at the car, or to tell you you're too sick for the clinic to go to the ER, etc. Okay. It's pre-screening. That makes sense. Is pre-screening to avoid everyone in the clinic being exposed unnecessarily, or if you just have a cold to prevent you from being exposed to whatever is in the waiting room.
I also see there's someone else in there. I don't know. You were saying troll or not a troll. I have no idea, but I know that they were talking at the top, but I'm not scrolling all the way up to see that because then there's so much shit that they just posted afterwards that I have no idea, and we barely glance at it anyways. So if they're still there and they had something important, they should just post just that.
Oh yeah, Goro187. If you have a question or you'd like to troll us, go ahead. Now's your opportunity. Barbecue Birch says hello. Hi, Barbecue Birch. How are you? How's the barbecue over in wherever the hell you're from? Listen, guys, we have a crazy fucking virus going on. It's some could say it's the fucking end of the world.
No,
but here we go. We're just we're trucking along. It's like how it does not fucking surreal. It's not surreal. I mean, it is surreal. It's not real. It's fucking surreal. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
I can't. My brain, like I said the last time, it's just like too much to fucking process and shit. And I feel like I seriously think we're really close to being, like I said, in a complete national shutdown here in the United States. And yeah, I mean, our friend Bob, his sister has it, and who is 30 years old, just got diagnosed with it, and her coworker died from it, and she was in her 30s. So to all the people who are saying it's just for the old people who are getting sick and dying, that's not true. It's everyone, guys. Everyone's getting this thing.
I think children less.
I think children are getting it less. I think but they're obviously still carriers. But it's fucking scary, guys. This is scary shit. What the fuck's going on? Okay, someone tell me what the fuck is going on right now, please.
Well, I'm worried about Lancaster because he's being way too quiet, and I feel like
Junior's quiet.
I know it makes me nervous.
Yeah,
and
what's
concerned.
up, Junior? Tell us what the fuck is going on, man. What the fuck is going on?
It's a couple things. A couple things are going on. First of all, the earth is sick.
Agreed.
And when a body is sick, it creates pathogens to cure itself and to kill whatever's ailing it. That's us.
Mm-hmm.
Did this virus, right? The bat didn't fucking make a virus and bite the pig and was like, now the humans will eat the pig.
Mm-hmm.
Nature created it. I've talked to all my friends all over the country and some in Europe and whatever, and I asked them if it's the same there like it is here, because I'm looking up, and even at night, I'm looking up at the tree above my house, and there are more birds in there than have ever been there, ever, and they're all chirping and they're going crazy.
I hear that
they're
too.
alive.
Yeah.
The birds are
around.
Okay, I was just about to ask you how much weed have you smoked and how many mushrooms have you taken, but I would just said that this morning. The birds are fucking.
No, I agree.
And it's spring, but it seems like they are even more chirpy than normal.
I agree. The fucking birds are loud as fuck. Is it by the way, Crypto Medra says that you are high as fuck right now, Junior. Is that true?
I'm going to send you an image of a study about the air quality that was just taken this Monday or something like that, or earlier this week in California.
It's like totally improved. Like even when I go outside, it's like there's a big difference, and it's really weird. My neighborhood is normally like bolstering with people. It's pretty quiet, and if you look at the freeways, if you look at the aerial view of the freeways, there's no one on the roads.
That is weird. That is like when you see that, then it hits you. You know, when you see Times Square and when you see LA traffic, that's when you're like, oh shit, something's happening.
Listen, there's someone tweeted a video, a live fucking satellite image of the fucking pollution in China, and it's like,
you said China, like Donald Trump.
China, just China, the China flu. Sir, do you think it's racist that you call it the China? It's China, bitch. The fucking flu came from China, bitch. That's what Trump wants to say.
And then someone else started saying that it's the Chinese virus. The Chinese virus, like what they're so now you have all the countries have become isolationist. All of them together. You know, fuck peace, fuck all that. Everyone's like, we're done here. We're done here. And now, so then from there, what do you have? Now you've gotten rid of all of the others in the world that you can point your fingers at. So people who like to point their fingers at others now are going to start pointing fingers at their neighbors. And people they've known and people that are different from them and live in the other town, just like America's done always.
Yeah, I was going to say, hasn't that always happened? Yeah.
It's always. But now it's different because now we're an isolationist country. And that's how you have the rise of nationalism. They have to start taking just away a few civil liberties, just a few of them, that they'll have us in line, just like they all have us in line at home, all the obedient ones, to have us, having public gatherings that they organize and stuff like that. And eventually you know what you get.
Listen, we made it easy for them, though, because we could not just go the fuck inside. Right? Everyone's complaining. Oh,
It seems like we could have, though.
Right. Everyone's complaining listen, okay, so there's a possible threat. Just go inside for a little bit. Just go inside. Okay. No one can do that. No, it's spring break, or no, I have to eat. I don't know how to cook. I can't just go inside. So it's like we're just making it easy on them to do this thing that we're then complaining about that they're doing. I mean, I'm torn. I can see a lot of sides in this, but it's like, fuck people. If you don't want that to happen, then just go the fuck inside for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this sort of makes me think of all the years that we've been on Twitter talking about decentralization and all of that. Now is a time where, like, if we actually took that seriously, or if we actually did get some kind of mass adoption where we had a lot of decentralized systems for food and whatnot, internet connection, even energy production, things like that. It could have been a situation where we can justify going into isolation without worrying about being turned into some kind of totalitarian state. But now we have to sort of relinquish our control to some extent to those people, to the state, and to to the other elites that can somehow figure out how to sort this out whilst we just stay inside. Pretty much, it's a shame. It's a shame. It is.
Well,
I get what you're saying, but really the only way to kind of combat, because it is a virus, essentially it's almost like a plague.
Definitely.
I'm reading about the Black Death right now, and it's like that the only way to stop it is to quarantine and to stay, for people to kind of stay away from other people. And it's like like what both of you guys are saying, it's like we're really kind of helpless here as citizens. There's really nothing we can do because we can't really go out and go to the polls and like vote against this or really do work and kind of work in the right direction to stop all these corrupt political like assholes. But at the same time, we're just kind of stuck in our houses because that's really the only way to stay safe and to keep our families safe.
Right.
Yeah.
I just read something. I want to, if Chog, if you're listening, type in what you think about this. But I read something about a virologist saying that we are probably all going to get it at some point. That we're just trying to not get it all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a flu.
Right. So. Are we pretty much
gonna all get it?
Yeah. What percent of people are going to, or is that known at this point in time? That's my question, Chuck.
Okay. This person, Barbecue Birch, says all elective and outpatient services at all facilities here have been canceled effective today.
Mm-hmm.
They're gearing up for mass inflows. Urgent care facilities, etc., might be in use if entire hospitals are turned into one big ICU. Also, I know that there's the fucking hospital systems are going to be overrun. What if you break your leg or something and you can't get fucking treated, or you're having a fucking heart attack because the fucking healthcare system is over, fucking the hospitals are overrun?
So what they're doing here, and I posted about it in the chat. I'm not going to dox my city, but what they're doing is they are taking people that have tested positive for coronavirus, and they are busing them to my city and putting them in the nicest hotel my city has, which is a big source of revenue for my city. And that's going to be the care center. Is going to be what they're probably going to do this in other cities as well, but they're going to find hotels and they're going to put people in there and have them staffed with medical with healthcare providers there. That's what they're going to do.
Wow, that's scary.
Niles, is it Nils? How's he pronounce Nils? I'm always fuck up names. Not Niles or Nils?
No, I mean,
Nils. Nils Falkenrud says, I live across the pond. I'll tell you, it ain't just a flu. This is serious shit. 3 days we had room enough in our IC. Now they're building emergency ICs and using military choppers to distribute the sick to other hospitals. It spreads faster than you can imagine.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's fucking scary. And then you see reports like from China saying that it's like under control and shit. But then you see conflicting things like
right. But
no
and
new
then
cases.
when you see someone saying that it is nothing, that it's just the government and they're just whatever the new conspiracy is. You want to believe that sometimes. You just want to go, okay, good. Whew, it's nothing. Everyone else is blowing it out of proportion. So
I don't think.
Well, they did say, like, because if you look on the back of the Lysol thing, it does say the human coronavirus, but there is a coronavirus for animals. So I don't know. I still would have to look into that to really comment more about it.
I think that's how it spread, didn't it? It came from the animals first and then crossed over into the humans.
Well, that's what they said with HIV too, is the whole thing with when HIV was this when it first came out in the 80s or around that time, they said that it came from monkeys and people doing things they weren't supposed to do and whatnot, and then just it spread, and then the person that brought it here, it kind of just spread like pretty fast. But with that, it was a little bit harder to get because you had to be almost part of a specific group to get it, or because it was it's a sexually transmitted disease, so it's different than like your average flu. But back then people had no idea, everyone was just so scared when it came out and whatnot.
Well, so guys, it's like I think everyone's got to be exhausted at this point, right? Everyone's been pretty much in home quarantine. I think we've all been, kids are off school. Tamara and
Hey guys, I gotta run. I got an emergency. Love y'all. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Emergency never sounds good.
No, that's not good. I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a minor window emergency, like cereal and berries needs to be given to baby-o like stat.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
I know.
I'm exhausted. I've been working on my rainwater catchment system.
I'm thinking about ordering chickens.
We're thinking about ordering chickens. Here's the fucking thing though, guys. I will say this. We're having a morning meeting, a family morning meeting every morning, and we are having I'm doing more interactive things with my kids. I'm learning about ham radio. I'm learning about how to be more self-sufficient. I'm
we
looking
just made a shitload of beef jerky.
I'm learning where I'm eating less because I'm like, fuck, the food that might not fucking be here for a long time, so I might better slow down my eating. So I think if we don't die from this fucking thing and it doesn't turn into fucking New World Order martial law situation, this could be like a good thing. Unfortunately, people are dying, but the fucking birds are happy. The planet's happy.
Well,
and I'm spending more time with my kids.
Like saving seeds from every fruit and vegetable that I have, because I'm like, is this the last, eggplant that I'm going to get like fresh for a while? Or damn, this cantaloupe is good. Am I going to have another? Is Walmart going to deliver? When is that going to stop? Or when, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that hopefully like the important things can continue going, like the grocery delivery services? And why the fuck are not grocery stores listening to me and shutting down and becoming like warehouses in which they just deliver or pack it into your trunk? And then that way people are not walking all over the fucking stores, touching all of the fucking food and getting all the employees sick.
That's literally like my main idea. It's like we have the technology to do so, just to keep everyone inside and just to deliver to people's houses, to keep everyone safe. But for some reason, it's like people are still carrying on business as usual. It doesn't really make sense to me. But yeah. In terms of what the other thing that you said, it seems like one of the best case scenarios would be to try to at least get us to be relatively self-sustaining in case we do get to a point where, or even if the companies can still supply, it's never a bad idea to learn how to produce your own food, considering that's how we basically got to this point as a species, and now we just outsource everything to the point where no one knows how to cook for themselves. Not cook. I mean, like, grow
that's
food.
True. People on Twitter are like, the drive-thrus are still open, and people are like, well, people have to eat, and I'm like, you don't know how to boil water or,
Yeah. And then there's also, obviously, now that we live in a highly industrial societies, right? If the electricity goes out, most people don't know how to fix their lights. If the plumbing goes wrong, they wouldn't really know how to fix the plumbing, things like that. And so, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of solutions, but obviously in London specifically, a lot of people live in apartments and things like that. So it'll be a lot harder for them or for us to try to grow our own produce. But as I said to you on Twitter before, hydroponics is an option. You would be able to produce food or plants for, like, in a relatively efficient way, as long as we can get the electricity to the plants, as long as we can get some supply of water, even though it's not as much as in soil, it is something.
Right.
But obviously most people have no idea how to even set one of those things
That's
up.
what I was going to
So
say.
that's going to be an issue. Yeah.
But you can figure that out, because you can just you can still Google that shit right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So
exactly.
YouTube, Google, like, figure these things out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems way simpler than it seems. It's like you just set up a little bucket, even put some fertilizer with some water, and just stick in a plant,
Right.
and make sure it doesn't get too much light or too little light, depending on the plant, and making sure that it's not too hot and not too cold. And that's basically it. And then everyone can sort of have a few plants in their houses, and which can alleviate themselves and alleviate the supply chain itself too. And maybe, again, as I said, we live in a world where we have the potential for decentralized options as well. So maybe now can be a use case for some kind of peer-to-peer type system where people can start delivering food to other people, things like that, instead of relying on centralized warehouses with like 3 or 4 different corporations supplying food for the entire country. It seems like it'll be a bit of a heavy load once the situation does get worse, and it seems like it is going to get worse before it gets better, if that makes sense. So
better to be prepared.
It's better to be prepared.
I am what you call a Renaissance man. I am not like the average Joe. I can fucking repair things in my house. I can replace toilets. I can do tiling and basic carpentry. Fuck, I built our first home with her father-in-law. I just want to tell you guys that for no reason, and I want you guys to just appreciate that.
You were just...
No, my point is this: the average person cannot. The average person, when their shit breaks, they have to call someone. What's going to happen when you can't get a fucking plumber to your fucking house?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing, though, that you don't have all the materials that you need to do that. Like, I usually am not worried during a storm, but now when there's a storm, I'm like, oh, fuck, please don't let a tree fall on my fucking house.
Yeah.
Already right now.
If some shit happens, guys, right now, I'm thinking that, like, you're not going to be able to get your basic fucking, like, I don't know. I think we're so fucking close to just everything completely changing for us.
And it happened so quickly as well. So quickly.
Dying? Do I need to put you down?
I had to mute because I coughed.
Oh.
It only seems like it happened so quickly.
Yeah, it's like the lily pad thing. Someone was talking about that on Twitter. It's like first there's one lily pad, then there's another one, and then before you know it, the whole fucking place is covered over. And that's what's happening. It's happening very slow. The next thing we know, we won't have any fucking civil liberties. We're all going to be required by law to stay in our homes.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's one way it could go.
And like there's a fucking flu, like all of a sudden fucking killing people.
Well,
damn, guys, this is fucking crazy.
What, Lancaster?
Something I wanted to say was that, the virus could also be the cure.
What do you mean?
Because the virus attacks the elderly and the infirmed and the autoimmune compromised. And if there is a group of people that are autoimmune compromised, infirmed, and elderly, it's everyone in Congress and in the government.
Right.
That's been fucking over younger generations for decades.
Right. I don't disagree with you. That's it's a sad reality. Yeah,
that's my personal opinion. That's not my opinion. What I'm trying to say is, like, I want that to happen. What I'm saying is, they're all freaking out because of that too. And also, like, I've talked to baby boomers here, and they're like, "Oh, we've seen everything before. You'll see. You're still young. You'll learn." Like, they've been through everything, and they made the world, and they've been attacked so many times or gotten sick so many times, and they're still here, and they think like that. They think it's no big deal.
Right.
So, like, it's very difficult. And I live here, in the, like, the end of America, the end of the supply chain.
The real Cretaceous, how do you say that, Tamara? Cretaceous wants me to say the views expressed by Junior Lancaster do not necessarily reflect the views of Crypto Euclid and Mystical Oaks, which is very true.
Yes.
Who is this person ranting on our
I was just saying, silver linings and things,
Right.
But
yeah.
Also, you asked Crotinius if I've got a ham radio. I wanted to fucking get into ham a long time ago, but I fucking didn't. I ordered one of those little cheap ass Bufang radios from Amazon, and I pray that the fucking thing gets here in time before they shut everything down. Because I want to at least be able to fucking. I know that you cannot legally broadcast on a ham amateur radio without a license, but I know during times of emergencies that you can do that. So that's my plan with that. I want to be able to communicate if the shit goes down, But anyway, So fuck. Guys, it's just weird, it's crazy, and I don't know how to fucking process it. I don't think any of us do,
because I don't think that we know what we're processing.
No, we don't know what's going on.
You kind of wake up every day and go, what's happening, today?
But we're all fucking glued to our fucking social media. We all have so much information, and you have to what's the word? Like, you have to get all the information, make an educated fucking determination of what actually is. Unfortunately, our president, I'm very fucking concerned that Trump is our president during all this. Holy shit, can you imagine? We have a fucking pandemic, a world pandemic, and our fucking president is motherfucking Donald Trump? Are you kidding me?
No.
Is this?
I can't imagine that.
Is this a simulation? I think it is. Huh? Right?
Yeah.
It has to be this is a joke. Come on, guys. You're kidding me,
can
right?
Can you imagine if this carries on until when the elections are supposed to happen, then he's probably just going to stay there. He's just going to carry on.
Exactly. We're going to go ahead and end the elections because I think it's just best and no one can go out and vote.
Now.
So I'm going to say president
have
forever.
the technology to be able to vote online.
I know. Why can't we vote online?
For so long,
yes.
And yet we just haven't transitioned over.
I tweeted that, and
right?
I tweeted out, why the fuck aren't we voting online? And I had so many motherfucking people like, that's not gonna fucking, how's that gonna work? Like,
well, the other way doesn't work. It doesn't. I mean, the other way is flawed. The
regular
flawed.
voting system is fucked. From what I understand, fucking President Trump didn't even win the fucking actual election. Why are you waving me down?
Because you're getting so
Wait
riled.
a minute. Conspiracy theories.
No, guys, he didn't win the fucking
Didn't you see he had the biggest crowds at his inauguration ever?
He didn't win the fucking I suck at politics and shit. I really am embarrassed to say
I didn't win the general vote.
Yeah. Yes,
but the point
thank you.
Is, we got shit happening here, man. There's some shit happening in the world.
Shit happening.
We are living in a turning point.
Yeah.
In history.
Well, yeah.
And everyone always wants to live in exciting times, and most people are not even remotely prepared for it.
No.
And here we are.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean,
No,
I think
not ready.
most is an understatement. Most, yeah, very few people are prepared.
Tamara and I are pretty prepared mentally and pretty darn prepared.
We could be more prepared. I
in
mean,
other ways,
the thing is, what are we preparing for? How long? Junior, what do you think, length wise?
What? What's the question?
Yeah, like what are we preparing for?
The president said
long?
August.
What are we preparing for?
And how long? And
So
will we ever go back to?
So life goes back to normal, and we can all go back to the bars and the restaurants again. When is that?
No, you can never go back. There is no normal going back. Your entire sense of safety and security in life, in your country, in your home, everything has now just been destroyed. You think you can ever go back to being comfortable and being like, oh, everything's okay? In one day, Friday, the same people on Friday on TV were saying the economy is great, everything is going wonderful, nothing is wrong, to there is a global disaster Monday morning news. In the moment, and then the same moment of the stock market crashing. We haven't even talked about that either.
Right. Well.
And what that's going to do and what they're doing with that and how they're robbing all of us, right? Mm-hmm. They're robbing everyone while this is all happening.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Finish.
It's like getting to me now. I'm seeing so many people like lose their jobs and like, no, it's just like for 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
No.
Like a lot of these jobs are never coming back.
I know.
Never.
Yeah, dude, this is a complete
a lot of these businesses, jobs.
But the thing, like, you also like I don't know. You want to be conspiracy theorist? You want to not be conspiracy theorist? Because you have to. Like there is always a ball rolling in society.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to dip your toe a little bit into it and try to think about it. Like people are taking advantage of this opportunity. Okay, well, how is it that all of these things have been happening all over the place and they just coincidentally are going on now?
Mm-hmm.
Trogdor says you're being dramatic. Is that true, Junior?
Trog.
No, because I'm not even considering that people die.
Mm-hmm.
Even if no one dies,
mm-hmm.
the damage that has been done to the economy is irreversible. Like there's we're going higher in 2 months, stock market.
Right.
And there are people on TV saying that. Saying that I expect the market to be higher in 3 months. I expect the market to be higher in 6 months.
Right.
There are people saying that and to buy and all that shit. And what they're going to do, they're going to float the market up a little higher, mm-hmm. and whatever was left of people's 401ks, mm-hmm. all right, and savings, they're going to crush that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are people going to die, people are going to be poor. And old people are going to be poor.
Medra, what do you think about that?
We're going to have fucking people mm-hmm. squatting in their houses.
Right.
Mm. I know one thing that's going to be higher in a few months, and that is me.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Medra.
What's up?
Kai, my man.
I know.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah, I know, right? I hear it every day.
Well, I missed it, that's for sure.
I know, me too.
Same.
What's up, Tam? What's up, Kat? What's up, Junior? How you guys doing, man?
We're good.
Yeah, I'm jumping on kind of like a down note. So, Junior, I'm here for you, man. I know the world seems like it's going to shit. But again, us creating a sense of community, people we can talk to, just having somebody to talk to. A lot of people don't right now, and if they do, they don't know what to say. A lot of people are at a loss for words. And the one thing you can do right now is to kind of be a pair of ears. Just let people vent, because
they don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know.
No, and
all of my friends in the restaurant industry, in the yoga community, all of them have lost their jobs, and they're like, everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know that, it's not coming back.
Well, they have to tell themselves that, Junior. I mean, lately, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you have to have like hope, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to manifest.
Well, no,
I believe in all of that, but I think the world's going to be very different.
No, I think
first of all, who knows what happens? Like, okay, you have these countries that have low death counts or whatever and breakout levels, but they did things. They put things in place.
Mm-hmm.
They quarantined very quickly. They did that. Right now, I think that there are people in spring break and they haven't shut down and done the domestic travel ban yet because they're probably like, oh, well, if we do that, then there's going to be people stranded here, and then we have to figure out how to get all those people home. Like, just let the weekend, and they'll all fly home, and then we'll do the travel ban on Monday.
Right.
Literally, that's like a stupid way that one of them would think. And that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think was it the governor of Florida, was DeSantis, just came out and maybe it's maybe one of the localities there, states or something, is shutting down all the hotels and everything now. Finally,
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, my mom's in Florida too, and they just shut down all the restaurants and bars where we in Panama City Beach.
Yeah, I mean, all of Panama City Beach is completely shut down,
and a lot of people like the spring break. Tourism is that's they depend on that, so shutting that down is
Miami,
a big deal. Yeah,
in Florida, Miami, it's all tourism. Like, people don't understand like how big tourism, hospitality, and service industry is. Like, we're like, I say it because I've lived this so long. We're everywhere. We're everything.
Yeah.
All these people, from a fucking hot dog or street cart vendor, to, yes, a hotel or a cruise ship or whatever. And you know how many hundreds of jobs are in there.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's the biggest industry in the fucking world.
Well, I mean, just in our little area where we were from, it's so big that like people save up, like they just work during spring break and summer, and then everything's kind of shut down like in the fall and winter. And like in the restaurants and stuff. I mean, they're not open as some restaurants shut down for a few months at a time. And it's like just the spring break, it's the money that they make during this time kind of keeps them going all year. So,
let's see. Barbecue Birch says, nobody alive has been through a global pandemic and global economic freeze all happening at the same time. The modern economy and financial world is connected like never before. This could be the beginning of a global depression, or maybe not. Let's hope not. Just shit I think about. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Mr. Barbecue Birch. I think so.
I think we are in the first 5 days of a 10-year minimum depression. And this is day 5. Okay? 300,000 job losses in like 2 days. And this is day 5.
Yeah.
The stock market just fucking dropped like 40% or 25%. Oh, it'll be fine in 2 weeks. Don't worry. Everything will turn around.
I want to.
We're just loading up for the moon mission.
I want to say, guys, that on March 12th, Crypto Euclid tweeted, "That's me, guys. We might even see a depression." Okay. Back on
I
the
thought
12th.
you were talking about yourself.
Yeah, I am. I'm talking about me. That's me. I tweeted that. Okay, on the 12th.
I think I've been tweeting like all about this for like quite a few weeks, if not months.
There's been those that have.
First.
Yeah. Well,
oh my gosh.
There's been those who have been fucking sounding the alarm.
Yeah, like SoCal.
And then there's those that continue to argue and fight with me and tell me this is not happening. There's Medra. Hey, Medra, I see. Okay. I'm watching Medra's camera. I don't know if he knows his camera's on. Hi, Medra.
Hey, Medra. Hey, Miss Medra.
Hi, Miss Medra.
We're waving, but our camera's not even on.
Yeah, our camera's not on.
Yeah, I was on mute, so I guess we're on. You're on film right now. So hi.
Can they see me?
They can see you. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh my shit.
I know you look great.
It's okay. So this is quarantine and chill time. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
There you go. She's in the process of working on one of her costumes. So.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
I have to say, her costumes are epic.
I know.
I'm just like, what? Whenever I used to see those pictures that you posted on Twitter, I'm completely blown away by those.
I know. She needs to be on that.
Yeah,
show.
her new one. I'll send a picture. Her new one. She's doing no, don't worry about it. I have a picture of the one that you had. Okay. She's doing the female C-3PO.
Yeah.
She-3PO.
She's gonna get she's calling it the She-3PO is what she's calling it.
Right, She-3PO. I love it.
Yeah.
You sent a picture that you're like, guess what this is going to be, and I thought I was like Princess Leia, and you're like, right movie, but wrong character. I was like,
wrong character. Yeah. She's been excited about this, and she has a little bit of time to work on it now. So
right,
she's been putting in some good work.
Good. Well, hopefully she can use it and go to whatever.
Yeah. As of now, the Comic Palooza that's here in town, I know they've canceled that, but she'll, depending on what we do in the fall for the Texas Renaissance Festival, she usually dresses up for that. So hopefully, we'll see. You never know.
Lancaster's saying that is not going to be happening this year. And
she can wear it around the house. That's fine.
Correct.
Hot Boy Spring, Hot Boy Summer, Hot Boy Fall, and Hot Boy Winter has been canceled.
Right.
Hot Boy Everything is canceled.
Isn't this fucking weird for like the young people though, guys? Think about this. Think about the kids and the young people that are having the time of their lives. All of a sudden, everything's fucking turned upside down, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about that for them. And I'm not even talking.
I'm in that crowd.
Yeah, I'm not only talking about the spring break, early 20, I'm talking about the younger kids too. This is affecting so many. This is mind-boggling to me.
Well, it's gonna be history. Yeah.
I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Does anyone think that generation and I'm not an ageist, okay? I just trying to point out some things here.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone think that generation and younger were prepared to handle this world?
What generation? What are we talking about? Young?
The one I said, like the early 20s and younger.
You think that they're ready to take charge of a country or a world or a company or even a manager job?
No.
But there might not be manager positions.
They're like a lost disaster generation. Like they're fucked every single which way.
Isn't that always
made things too simple for them?
But wait, isn't that always what the older generation says about the younger generation?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the meme and the truth have met. Like they just met.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'll say this: it doesn't seem like it's our fault. I'll lump myself in that crowd as well. It doesn't seem like it's our fault. It seems like it's a failure on a systemic level. When you're talking about the education system,
absolutely,
right?
The way the economy is set up, how do you expect young people to pay for houses when they can't get jobs out of school, when they've got to pay tens of thousands just to get a certain course, things like that. And so we've just been ill prepared basically, and it seems like the role of the older generation is to prepare the younger generation for the world ahead, and it seems like they just have not developed a system that can allow us to adapt to the rapid changes of the 21st century. Not even just talking about like pandemics like this, but when you're talking about technological as well, and just broadly speaking with the climate as well, things like that. We just it's one of those things where you come across someone that's my age or younger that seems to understand the way certain systems work, and it just seems unusual at this point. It's like, how do you know this when everyone else your age or our age just seems completely oblivious to all of this? It's it's not going well.
There's going to be a generational gap. I think the younger people now who have been, whether or not they've been in school or training or, even in jobs for just a few years, it's going to be a harder transition than, say, for example, my son, who's 7 years old. So, just like anything else, I'm preparing, to bring him up and whatever challenges arise. So I think the younger generation now, kids who are probably anywhere from, a few years old to early teens, I think they're going to have an easier time adapting than people who have already adapted for one way of life that might be changing.
Well, I think that we'll all kind of adapt, and those who don't are fucked.
Well, learn to swim.
That's nothing new. That's nothing new at all.
Yes,
Exactly. I mean, that's what life is. You learn to adapt.
Right.
Oh, I was going to say something about the kids. Our kids. The kids are fucking weenie ass little bitches. All the kids.
Wow.
Because not all. Listen, when we were young, we got our asses bullied. Being bullied meant getting your ass kicked. Today, getting bullied means someone's mean to you on Twitter. Okay, and kids
being bullied made me who I am.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's true.
Listen to me. I'm saying that
We're listening, Linda.
Listen, the thing about it is the kids are fucking a bunch of snowflakes. Okay.
Yep.
It's different things, and it's every generation is different, right? I mean, I'm sure that my grandfather thought we were snowflakes.
Right. Good point.
So,
good point. My wife.
Lazy pieces of shit,
Yeah.
So I'm just curious. So and I know. So I got back in town this Monday, and so now I'm just a few days into this kind of drastic lifestyle change. So I'd like to hear about what you guys did today. What was a day in the life of dealing with Corona for Yuki and Tam and Junior and Kai? What did you guys do today? Tell me a little bit about your day.
Yeah, do you want to? Okay, so today was, going over lessons with the youngest. Okay, trying to do family projects that might help. We researched buying chickens, okay, and building a chicken pen, and we made beef jerky, and I fed everyone in the house, and unhealthy doses of Twitter in between all of these things.
Of course.
So far, that's what's happened here.
Me, I am working on my rainwater catchment system. I am working on rejuvenating a dead deep cell battery. I'm working on making backups for my backups. I want to make it to where if we lose power and basic systems like that we're still going to be able to not only survive but somewhat thrive. And I don't think it's that difficult to do if you are prepared. I don't think people are prepared for this, and that's the problem. All you bitches were fucking saying no, this was nothing, but it's not.
There are
something.
Still some saying that
this is something, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fucking thing. It's happening. I still got motherfuckers who are arguing with me saying this is fucking. This is like not happening. This is nothing. It's not. It's just a flu. It's the old people. People aren't really dying. It's not a big deal. People still have their head up their asses. People still believe this is not happening. And I think what my wife was saying earlier was that some people, maybe that's just how they're coping. It's better to be like everything's it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Nothing's happening. The world's not ending. Nope. Everything's going to be okay. But let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, those people are also fucking dangerous. And let me tell you why. Because those are the same people that are just going about their day, continuing to go out and spread the fucking virus.
So pretty much a normal day for Yuki. All right.
Yeah.
Kai?
But those people too, they're really, yeah, that's a normal day. Exactly. But no, they are, that's true. And maybe they can't, that's the only way they can deal with it because this is overwhelming and maybe they're already stressed and their life is already at the breaking point and they can't even fucking think about what the hell this means, any of it and all of it. It's a lot to digest. And there's a lot of information to digest too. And a lot of people don't have like this network of, crazy Yukis running around and SoCal saying, go stock shit up. Like they don't have that, but they are endangering other people. And another thing is that what happens when, like, this one dumbass was saying something about, like, if you have more than 2 weeks of food, you know, we should come in your house and take it and, like, split it amongst everybody.
I saw that.
Are you fucking kidding me? If you don't normally have more than 2 weeks of food in your house, you're a fucking moron.
Amen, sister.
Okay?
Preach, girlfriend.
Like, I am
Preach.
sorry, but what is going to happen with these people if we are shut down for like 30 days? Or what the fuck happens if Walmart isn't delivering your groceries and shit? Like, you don't need to panic and go out and buy, you know, all the fucking food, but you should have been preparing over time.
That's the thing that I keep saying. Oh, you know, I'm just not going to panic. I'm not going to panic. Well,
those people are going to be panicking when they can't eat or when their kids can't eat. And that's what I'm worried about. That's, you know, just as much to me as the virus is, you know, an issue, is the people who are not prepared and what the fuck they're going to do.
Yeah. The most dangerous organism ever exists is the human being, right?
Right. What are they going to do when they're scared, when it's finally all of a sudden just hit them all at once, and when they don't have the things that they need to have?
Yeah. No. Kai, what about you, man? What was your day like today?
Well, I spent the day programming for the most part. Just trying to stay productive, even though, you know, I would have stayed inside anyway because I'm pretty introverted, but just trying to continue to do something at least. Obviously, get the job market might be a bit stale for a while, but I believe these skills may come in handy at some point in the future still, as long as we can have access to some kind of electronics. That's one thing. Also, again, just trying to look into ways to set up some hydroponic systems. Right now, it seems like I might even try to, you know, just honestly talking to you guys has gotten me to a point where I'm like, I might actually have to start getting on this tomorrow as opposed to just procrastinating. You never know what's going to happen. So tomorrow I'm going to try to, right now I'm going to try to write up a list of things that I need, and then tomorrow go out and try to find some stuff. Shouldn't be too hard. I can do so for relatively cheap. I'm probably going to start off with some lettuce or spinach, something that can have a turnover that's, you know, quite quick. So there's that, and also the most important thing I think is just the first part would be just trying to understand some of these systemic issues that really did lead up to the situation that we're in right now. Like, it seems like a lot of this, obviously the virus, it's been spreading from animal to human to country, but it seems like action wasn't taken quick enough, mainly because of profit. To be honest, it seems like they're so hell-bent on keeping the economy running that they just wanted to continue doing business as usual, whilst people were continuing to get affected. People were continually going outside, gathering in large crowds, and it wasn't until at this point now where literally today or yesterday is the day where our prime minister is saying, okay, now is the time to shut down the schools. Now is the time to shut down the pubs and the restaurants and the gyms and the cinemas. This should have been done weeks ago. Yeah. Or even longer than that. And also on the topic of governance, this sort of links to what I've been doing over the past year, or even since I came into crypto as well. Just trying to get a grasp of systems that don't require such a highly centralized form of control or power, not just because it's tyranny, blah blah blah, but just because it's a single point of failure as well. And this is exactly the situation that we're in right now. There's a single point of failure now. Everything seems to be crumbling. So it's just mainly just rehashing on the books and the theoretical articles and things like that, based on decentralized systems, community building, and all that kind of stuff, just to prepare for situations where we cannot rely on a central government anymore. That's it mainly, and it is a shame because it seems like a lot of people that I know don't seem to be on that same level to some degree. They just seem to acknowledge what's happening, obviously trying to get by, trying to get their supplies and whatnot, but in terms of actually taking action on what we need to do to sustain ourselves, doesn't really seem. I don't know. It's like when I brought up hydroponics to them, they're like, "Oh, what? We're still gonna get deliveries. We're still gonna get this and that.
Right.
We're still the supermarkets are not gonna close because the government said it's not gonna close."
Right.
And it's like, you at some point you have to really take matters into your own hands and prepare for when they can't live up to their word in the same way that they haven't lived up to their word up until now. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's basically it. Hoping for the best. Just trying to stay healthy. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Trying to stay as healthy as possible too. That's one thing that I don't think has been emphasized enough as well. They've been talking about like not having close contact, all the other precautions, but I haven't really seen up until now too many politicians talking about just trying to do what we can to boost our own immune systems, trying to be as healthy as possible, potentially even cutting back on the fast food. Like every time I did go out in the past few days or weeks, people still on the fast food. I'm like, it doesn't seem to be a good idea considering we have to try and really fortify our bodies as much as possible. So
yeah,
it seems like a worthy sacrifice to cut back on all that junk just for now, just until things calm down, and then we can celebrate.
It does
and get
too,
drunk and
they're
eat
also
fast food.
They're also touching money. They're touching cash, right? And then they're touching food, and then they're just doing that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It just doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah.
On top
and
of
even
the
if
fact
you
that
are getting a takeaway,
right.
Obviously it's getting prepared by someone who might have it and not know. They might be in that period of 1 or 2 weeks, or it may be the delivery driver who may have something and is in that period again without knowing. They may have a slight flu. They may have caught it on that day, and they've already passed it on to people that have snowballed it down to like 1,000 people, 10,000 people. That's the reason why it's spreading so quickly, is because it just compounds from person to person. So
it's true.
Yeah. I'm trying to isolate myself. Whenever someone does go outside, I just really ask myself, do you really need to be going outside? Like, I'm in the group chat with my friends, and one of my friends who's pretty extrovert, he's like, oh, I really want to go outside. Like, I think he went outside today just for the sake of it, just because he wants to go to a cafe. I'm like, can you not prioritize right now? Like, if you really want to go outside, just put on some VR glasses and you'll be fine.
Right.
Just do that.
Right. I know. And I think that you should probably buy stock in that. I mean, like, VR is going to be a thing bigger than it is, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like people just they just can't be inside. I just don't know what's so bad about it. I mean, I know you get stir crazy, and I know, especially if you're inside with like your family and you haven't been, it can be a lot, right? I mean, even just if you like to do, I don't know. It's people are just going to have to get used to it. I think it's because I think that we're going to kind of be stuck inside for a little while.
Yeah, for a long time. Something that's weird, guys? And am I thinking of fucking Telegram, or was this on Twitter, where you used to be able to type in the word Choina in the GIF thing, and you would get a GIF of Trump with Choina, right? Him saying that. You can't do that anymore. I just noticed.
Well, that's a big deal. Whoa. But yeah, Kai, I think too, prioritizing, like, every time you're doing something, well, do it with purpose, right? Like, if you have to go to the grocery store, that is obviously do it. I mean, if you can't have it delivered, and I mean, at some point we're gonna have to come. We have to come in contact with people, or mail even, or someone delivering our groceries. And I think you just be smart and sensible, and just try to not take unnecessary chances, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. They went up to the park, and I stayed home to get some work done, I think. And she was texting me, and she said, "Hey, there's probably about 8 or 10 people at the park." So we're going to try a different park. And I said, that's fine. And sure enough, they went to the other park. Nobody was there. So, I mean, it's just little things like that. Like we went for a walk today. It was raining. So we just we're just right in the general vicinity of the house and stuff. So it wasn't too bad. And I finally broke down. I got a bicycle. So now I can ride a bike.
Yay.
So that's one thing I can start doing. Well, the wife, she's a big runner, so she runs a lot, and she has we got her a treadmill for Christmas, and it was 2 Christmases ago. But my day was she woke me up at 4:00, thought she heard a noise in the backyard.
Oh no.
So little bit of paranoia going on right there with everything going on.
Well, yeah.
Watching the news before you go to bed doesn't help.
No.
So of course I'm up at 4 a.m. Armed in the backyard, like looking around, and I'm awake at that point. Like, when something like that happens, you have adrenaline going and everything else, and you're like, okay. So I end up staying awake. Did some work, did some writing this morning. I had spaghetti at 6:00 for breakfast, so probably
that's good breakfast.
Probably could have done a little bit better, but hey, it was a great breakfast. And then let's see, played some video games, did some more work, took a nap. She took care of most of the schooling stuff with our son today, so I was able to kind of chill. And then what did I have for dinner? Let's see, I had goldfish, chili cheese Fritos,
nice,
and a bagel for dinner.
Very healthy, just like Doc Chalk.
And then quite a few cups of coffee. So, but again, I didn't go through drive-through, so I didn't feel too bad about it. But yeah, that was the day in life. So it was it's just weird, Just,
how is it affecting your son? Like.
Yeah, he's aware of it. I mean, like when we were on vacation last week, I mean, we were hyper aware. So anytime we were going anywhere, we were like, hey, here's hand sanitizer. We had hand sanitizer with us on our persons. So we're using it the whole time. And, we're watching the news when we get back to the hotel at night. We would watch the news and then we would watch a movie. So, and even driving on the way up there, he would be in the back seat, playing his games or doing some work. And I'd have it on, on the news on XM. And of course, all they say is coronavirus. So I mean, he knows it, and so we just kind of let him know. We're like, hey, just like when you get a cold or you get sick, people are getting sick right now. But the problem is, it's really easy to get it, so you can't touch your face. And he's old enough to kind of understand that, but I don't think to the full degree. I mean, he doesn't understand the economic implications and stuff like. He just knows people are getting sick. I have to be careful.
Right.
And I can't remember. He said something, I think it was today, because he was like, well, can we go to the store? And I said, no. And he said, oh, because of coronavirus. And I said, well, yeah.
Right.
So again, a different reality that these, especially younger kids are going to be growing up with. And he was able to talk to his teacher. His teacher, she's so proactive with the kids learning. She called today. Wife was able to talk to her, and she's monitoring the online progress to all his work and stuff like that. So, just again, trying to create some kind of, we're just redefining what normal is right now. Because I see districts are saying that they're closed already for the rest of the 19-20 school year. So, he's not going to, most likely he's not going to go back until the fall, and who knows when that happens, so it's a whole new world. I mean, it really is. But again, the reality of it is none of us are in this alone. We're all dealing with the same shit together. So
we're all gonna just make all new normals, I guess, and figure this shit out.
What else is there to talk about?
Well, we didn't hear Lancaster's Day.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
Lancaster's Day, yeah.
We know. Here's what. Let me resume. Okay, meeting with banker, take some mushrooms, and now meditating under a tree or in the hot tub.
I wish that was how my day had gone. No, I woke up and had a little tea and looked at the headlines and charts, and I was like, great, we're still here. And then I went to the bank. And I had that conversation with my bank manager,
right?
And did some stuff with money, and I funded some more trading accounts to have more money to buy Bitcoin, just adding,
right?
And then I drove to my best friend's house, best friend since the 3rd grade, and his wife, and they were like a year and 5-month daughter. It was my goddaughter. Mm-hmm. And like pretty much say goodbye to them. Like, I don't know when I'm going to see them again. I love my goddaughter so much, you know?
Right.
And like, I couldn't like hold her
right.
or anything. Mm-hmm. And it was really depressing, and it really got to me.
Yeah.
And my best friend has been the custodian of my guns for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want them.
Right.
And I picked them up today.
Oh, so this has been a heavy day for you.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah.
And I went to Home Depot after that and picked up some fertilizer and some compost manure and some stuff to add to the vegetable garden that are growing in the back. Mm-hmm. And then I came home and had lunch with some friends at their house for a minute. And then I helped my roommate, move like 6 yards of dirt to the backyard and put them over the garden area. Mm-hmm. And where he had already, while I was gone, like planted like a whole bunch of stuff, like eggplant and
cool.
herbs and all these things.
That's good.
And then we started smoking and shoveled a whole shitload of compost. And then now I've been chilling, just sitting, watching the news, and smoking weed and talking to you.
Right.
When you say
You're not supposed to say that. Sorry.
No.
Smoking?
When you say smoking, are you referring to drugs, devil's lettuce?
Not for very long, I think. I have a feeling that people are going to be smoking a lot of weed now.
Yeah.
Even though it's like bad for your lungs or whatever, but like, you know, this is up.
Trogdor, if you're listening, how are we going to get our medications and shit? I don't take any. None of us in our house take any sort of medications. How do the people that do and need medications and shit like that, are we still going to be able to get those? Obviously, hopefully everything fucking continues working as far as like the mail and UPS and FedEx and delivery and everything. And I know telemedicine is now, like, Trump has, said that we can do that now. And I guess that's how it's all going to work. But how does that work? I don't know.
Well, I want to just address what Junior said, because that is happening to a lot of people. Like, mm-hmm. We're kind of having to, pull back from, or, wondering when will we see people again?
Right.
And it's definitely affecting
people.
And it's really,
it's weird. I mean, are we going to get to see your grandfather again? I mean,
right.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah. There's, I'm wondering if we'll even see my mom, because she's old.
Yeah, exactly.
And but there's like discussions that you're having with people like, well, do you want to come here? And then, they're like, well, will I have a house to mm-hmm. come back to if I, it's just discussions that you don't think you're going to have with people.
Mm-hmm. Trogdor says the answer to my question, how are we going to get our medications and things like that with doctors and stuff. He says that what we're going to do is we are to pay him, mm-hmm. and he will tell us what labels to look for when we rob the pharmacy.
Oh. Is he's starting like a paid group?
Sounds like a good deal.
So
pharmacy run? Yeah, I'm in.
So I believe
I want to get in early on that ICO.
1-800-DOC-TROG is the number you call. That's 1-800-DOC-TROG. If you type in the code Euclid and Oaks Quarantine and Chill, you will get 25% off of Doc Trog's services. He will tell you what drugs to look for when you are robbing the pharmacy.
Throwing a reach around and
is the way to handle this.
Speaking of phone numbers, Yuki, did you call that phone number I
did.
Sent you?
I did.
He did.
And it says Department of Homeland Security on my fucking phone, and I hung up. You bastard. I thought.
And then he goes, I should have recorded that.
I should have like got on my, like recorded, like got the app that records your phone. Because I literally was like, oh shit.
What
and
was
hit
happening.
the hang up.
Yeah. He goes, oh shit. I'm like, what happened? He goes, Medra gave me a number. And I said, you called it?
Hey guys,
you're on a list now. You know that, right?
guys, we have a new guest here. It's Bella. Everyone knows Bella. Say hello, Bella. Can you hear us?
Bella Bell.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
We're hanging in there.
We're processing.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure this shit out.
Yuki's been prank calling the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh no.
Accidentally.
Yeah, that's because my friend Medra pranked me and had me fucking call the
Why would you
department.
call a number that Medra just gave you?
Because he said to do it on Twitter, hon. He said, call that number and see what it says. So, of course, I fucking did it. And I immediately hung up.
Did they give you good info?
I immediately hung up, Bill. I immediately hit the fucking hang up. I don't know why. What the fuck am I afraid of? Like, you know.
It's not like an emergency number, right?
I have no clue
Informational
what the fuck it was. It was probably the let us know if you have Corona hotline. And I probably let them fucking know. So, thanks, Medra. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Bella,
So you're on the list now, Yuki.
yeah.
Yep.
Bella, how are you handling all this?
Yeah.
Like, how are you dealing with this shit?
Well, it comes in different waves. So when BitLord was initially in China in January, that's when I started getting like concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends were going to Oregon in the beginning of February, and I canceled. Like, I didn't go with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then my family went to Australia for my cousin's wedding, and I thought about going with them before. The plan was for me to stay at home anyways, but I really, at that time, I wanted them to stay home too.
Right.
But who am I to say, like, everybody cancel your flights all the way across the world? Really. So they ended up going, everything was fine.
Good.
And that was like early February. So at that time I was already kind of concerned. I had been social distancing, but I was still going to not yoga, I was still going to spin class because I still wanted to exercise. But then by the end of February, I got like really concerned. And so I stopped going to spin class. I stopped hanging out with my friends. They thought I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so in terms of like staying home all the time, I mean, I always do that anyways.
Right.
But I want the freedom to be able to go outside. And right now, without that, I'm getting a little bit stir crazy.
Right. I think it's just this being scared of losing the freedom to do, like, because we don't have a problem staying inside either. We're like, fine, like, this is not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just to stay inside. But when
so it's like,
yeah.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, it's just when someone tells you can't do something, there's that like, well, why not?
So yeah, Tamara and I have been pretty much in lockdown for almost a month now.
Yeah.
There was we were said, okay, this is like the last time we're going out to eat. This was like almost a month ago, and we have not left the house except for 3 times. I went to go pick up groceries where they put them in your trunk, and then since then we're only doing grocery delivery. And
I was the crazy person. I had like a whole thing. I'm like, okay, so take the Lysol, spray the trunk, spray the groceries, spray the bags, and
then disinfect everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, have you had a problem with getting any kind of goods that you need? Because I couldn't even find Lysol when I was looking for it.
Well, we started like a month ago, so then we could. And I wasn't one of the people who just bought everything. So, now I'm like, oh shit, I wish I had bought everything, because now I can't get toilet paper and I can't get, paper towels.
Milk.
And
didn't you say the last time you tried to order milk, it was out?
So there's a lot of shit that you can't get anymore. Water, you can't get,
like
you can't even
water.
get bottles of water.
Jugs.
So,
get that.
But yeah.
And that's so weird because, like, is the water system going to be contaminated? Like, it's so unknown, right? We don't know actually what's going to happen.
That's the scary part. You're preparing, but you don't know what to prepare for. Like, what the fuck am I preparing for? Like, how long do I just buy canned thing? Like, what am I filling my freezer with meat? What the fuck am I doing? and for how long?
I think the human psychology of it is, I mean, just for thousands of years, what's the first thing that a human needs? They need water. They need
toilet paper.
Water. So, yeah. You know, I mean, like where we live, we deal with hurricanes. So the first thing that everybody gets when we have a hurricane coming is bottled water because, you know, your water gets shut off or gets contaminated. So, but again, that's been for, you know, thousands of years. So what do you need? You need a fresh, clean water source. So I think that probably that's part of the water thing was probably kind of a psychology thing. At least for me, I think that'd be more important than toilet paper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the only fight Yuki and I have gotten over this whole thing is water. I'm like super fucking stressed about water. I'm like, I need fucking water. I drink a lot of fucking water. All I drink is water. I need fucking water, and I need clean water. I don't even like to drink tap water. Okay. So I'm freaking out about the water.
I have a filter installed. It's like a desalination filter or something, like a special filter. So I don't know if that's something, like I already filter my water, and then my mom makes me boil it too. So I like filter it and boil it.
Okay.
Which people who say like there's fluoride in the water, they're like, oh, that's bad because then it like activates it and makes it worse or something. But actually, I think my filter might take the fluoride out. So it's just like super clean water.
Right. Yeah.
Bella, one of the latest things that's kind of happening is there's been a lot of news about the National Guard being deployed all across the country. Digital Lawrence did a long thread showing all the different cities where the National Guard is and tanks too, not just, you know, Humvees. How does that make you feel? Is this scary to you? Is it like a good thing that, you know, they're going to be helping to deal with, you know, people and, you know, possibly prevent rioting and things like that? But does that frighten you that the government has kind of like troops on the streets with tanks and things?
Okay, so actually, like 2 days ago, my friend called me at 11:30 at night, and he was like, our mutual friend who happens to be in the government said that within 48 hours, California is going to be in lockdown and the National Guard's going to come out. That's what I thought he said. So I immediately called like 5 people. It was like, National Guard's coming, and we're going to be in lockdown. And I couldn't sleep all night until like 4 a.m. So I was just tweeting and like looking at news and stuff. At that time, I was really concerned, and I actually got really stressed, and I was probably scared, maybe for the first time because it was so unknown. But and then once the governor of California, like the next day, I think the next day was when he did our stay in place orders, and he was like, you know, you guys need to stay in your house. You can go out. But then he said, like, you can go out to get groceries. He even said, like, you can go for a walk, you know, go outside and get fresh air. Just don't gather together. Don't like do it together. I felt more at ease, which is, you know, interesting that I guess I trusted him or something.
Right.
So then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have called those people and said like the National Guard's coming and like be concerned, because actually I saw Lawrence's tweets and there's the National Guard like right down the street. Like I saw the area in Huntington Beach. So I live in Orange County. I don't live in that city, but that's like a place where I shop at. And so I recognized that area, and I saw that they were setting up, and then I saw the really long line of them in San Diego. And actually I didn't feel too scared because I am more scared of looters and I'm more scared of civil unrest.
Right.
And so it's a little bit, to me at this point, I got over my fear part, and now I'm kind of I'm grateful that they're there. So it's a weird situation because generally, like, I don't like to see like authority and like, military and stuff like that because it's scary. But at this time, I think it's important, maybe.
I feel exactly the same way as you do, Bella. Like generally that's like an alarming thing, but what's more alarming to me are desperate people and desperate times.
Yeah, exactly. That is scary.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
the shelves are like all the stuff on the shelves is gone, right? I mean, in some places, but yeah, hopefully the supply chains are working, and maybe within a week they'll fill back up again.
Yeah,
we can at least get basic essentials.
It's not even just that the shelves it's just that people are now out of jobs, or
right.
they don't have money,
right.
and they weren't prepared, and they don't have food, and now they can't get food, or they don't have money to get food. It's just a lot, It's just
what happens when what happens when this shit hits the fan, though, and people do start losing their fucking minds and they start looting and shit. Like, and I guess that, that is the thing about having the National Guard out there. That could be, it's going to be like a godsend that these systems are in place, and that's what they're there for. But, the whole conspiracy theorist thing in me is like, oh, here we go. Here comes the New World Order. Here comes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I wish I would have gotten trained and gotten myself protection, but I always thought like, oh, I should go to the range and get lessons. I didn't do that. I wish I would have done that. And that's basically.
Well, we have to be self-sufficient as much as we can. We have to be prepared for all scenarios, and I don't think we are. Rice Crypto just joined us. Hey Rice, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're hanging in there, bud, with all the shit going on. We're processing this thing as it happens, and there's so much shit going on, and it's it wears on you.
It's a little overwhelming, man. That's why I was contemplating joining because it's been a long day, and I was putting out a video earlier. That I just finally got uploaded. That's what I was telling you about what's going on with our current financial economic system. Because a lot of people are just really concerned with the virus, and that makes complete sense. I'm not saying or dismissing that by any means, but it's almost a form of distraction for a lot of other shit that's going on too, man. It's like shitstorm upon shitstorm upon shitstorm, and it's like making a perfect shitstorm.
How do we deal?
It's
absolutely.
How do we deal with this mentally, emotionally and mentally? A lot of us on crypto Twitter are fragile. You know what I mean? Like mentally.
Okay, you let me tell you what my honestly right now the most valuable thing I think that we have as assets as human beings is each other. So what I would really encourage people to do is build community with people that are around them. Please, people that are close to you, whether it's friends, families, neighbors, whatever. Build community. Build yourself a little watch group so you guys can protect each other in case shit hits the fan and some human being respectful to other people's rights. I hope in all honesty that this brings out the best in humanity. I keep saying this, I don't want to see the worst happen. And I feel like the more of us who set an example of being the change that we want to see in this world by practicing change, the more that we're going to have that effect on other people. And I think if you think about it logically, it would be in our best interest to work together. So, it's getting to be warm. Today, I guess, yesterday was the first official day of spring. So it's a good time to start thinking about learning how to garden if you don't know how to, and start planting your own like vegetables and stuff like that. Maybe even do a community farm. Community gardening where you guys can come together and pull your resources and your work power, and then again you have that system of protection, because community I think is the biggest thing, man. And if you don't really have a lot of people around you, if you can get to some place where you have good community, good people, because I think that's if shit really hits the fan and the supply chain gets cut off and is minimized and supplies aren't available and we start running out of food and people had to ration things, a lot of what I'm saying will make a whole lot of sense.
Hold on, I want to interrupt you.
People around me.
Hold on, Rice, but we shouldn't be doing that, bro. We should not be socialized. We shouldn't be grouping together,
right
and that's the fucking problem. If you're worried about the virus and dying from the virus, we shouldn't be going to our neighbors. And I know that's fucking that's hard because we want to help our neighbors and friends.
I think he means later on.
You're saying like
at the same time though, what do we know about the truth of this virus? I don't know exactly how 100% serious this is that we can't be outside and garden.
Well, what
that
I have
we
to
can't
say,
sit, because where I live in my apartment building, I've got a place in my back where we could all sit in a circle 3 feet away from each other, 3-4 feet away from each other, whatever the case might be. and still keep that social distancing as far as 6 feet distance from one another and still be able to communicate and come up with a plan.
Right. Well, I think that's, it's 6 feet. So I think that, if you don't exactly know, and maybe we don't exactly know what's going on, but erring on the side of caution, because if it's like a disease or, a virus that is spreading by being around people, then and it's, being isolate is being recommended, then
I think at this
even
point,
if we don't trust the sources, it's better to err on the side of caution just to protect other people.
It is, but I don't think staying in your fucking house necessarily is the answer. I mean, you can, like, just by me going outside and passing by somebody within a 6 foot distance between us, I'm not going to have any issue really of contracting anything. And from what I'm understanding in my research, this is really affecting people who are older, who have weak immune systems, people with autoimmune disease, people who already have immune problems. So the majority of us who are, like, I'm 45, I'm not really worried about my immune system and my health. I'm trying to keep myself as healthy as possible.
My dad just passed from cancer. So that train
I'm
of
not
thought.
dismissing you guys, please. I'm not
Rice. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Feelings at all, because I respect your feelings.
Rice,
no. I'm just saying, if there are people who are compromised, then that is the precise, and I'm totally fine. You're not upsetting me at all. It's a healthy discussion, but that attitude is what is putting those people's lives in danger.
Rice, let me just point something out. Rice, let me point something out to you. My friend Bob, okay, his sister just contracted the virus. She's 30 years old, okay? Her coworker died from coronavirus. She was in her 30s, okay? This isn't a disease that's just for old people with that are already sick. And I don't agree that I think we should be fucking self-isolating right now to err on the side of caution, because if you're not, I think it's dangerous.
No, I mean, I respect that, and I will tell you, like, I've been in my house 90% of the time, so I mean, I pretty much stay in my house anyways, so I mean, I've been used to this kind of thing, but I'm trying to gather more information, and that's the biggest problem, is that our government is failing us as far as providing us with adequate information. All the world governments are failing us as far as providing us with accurate information. We don't know what's going on in China. We don't know, like, there's a complete blackout. Like, they're not allowing media to put anything out. I heard something about the Ethereum blockchain being used for a journalist to be able to try to get something out of the country. Mm-hmm. But so I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying. It's just we really need more information to be able to make more educated choices.
And I'm on the same page with you with with perhaps China, but I would look at Italy, and they are in the same boat, and not doing well. And
yeah, I think we have enough information for me to decide that we shouldn't be fucking socializing. And I think we've known that for quite a long time. And I think, if you don't trust what's coming out of China, look at fucking Italy. I mean, look at Italy. The fucking shit is out of control. I think we do have enough information, Rice. And I'm not trying to come at you and but I disagree that because we don't have all the facts. I think we have enough facts to where we should not be taking chances. I don't think it's a time to join community and stuff.
Not necessarily just with our own lives, but with other people's lives.
I think we're putting a lot of people at risk. But like I said from the fucking beginning, like almost a month ago, Tim and I have stopped going out. So, I think that's the safest play right now.
No, dude, I appreciate what you're saying, and I mean that's what I like about discussions like this in our community, is that we can have rational discussions and talk about things and explain our feelings of why we feel about things. And dude, I got mad love for you always.
Does anyone else want to shame Rice right now?
Everyone, please. Now's your opportunity.
Shame.
Well, okay, so Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say real quick.
Sure.
In terms of people in cities, it's gonna be very, very difficult. Because obviously, in an ideal situation, you'd want to have a situation where you have a garden, community garden, and whatnot. But if you're all in apartment buildings, especially if the water gets cut off, if the heating gets cut off, which is notoriously a thing in London, oh my God, it's like it happens on a rainy day sometimes. So when shit hits the fan, that's gonna be one of the first things to go. So, and yeah, like I was saying before, people around here just are not prepared at all, and it's gonna be difficult times. I highly doubt that the supply chains are gonna be able to meet up to the standard, despite saying so, because even today I was looking at articles saying that people that have ordered food online from like the major supermarket corporations, they have been delayed by weeks. And even then, people have been experiencing like dozens of items missing from their deliveries. So yeah, times are definitely getting interesting. But yeah, go ahead, Bella. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, sure, no, that's okay. Yeah, that's funny because a couple weeks ago I ordered elderberry gummies because it's supposed to be good, right? And then I got them in the mail to my work yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not going to risk getting coronavirus. I need to go pick up my elderberry gummies so that I can not get coronavirus.
Right.
But I understand what Rice is saying, which is like, if this is some crazy conspiracy or something like untoward towards the citizens of the world, that very may well be true. But what we know, like what Yuki said, is that we know people who have actually gotten sick from this. So whether there's like some shit going down that we don't know about, which we probably are never going to know about, that may be uncovered, within the CIA files like 50 years from now when nobody cares anymore, then maybe that's so. But for now, like, we know people, like anecdotal people that can tell us stories of people actually getting sick right now and people actually dying, and how exponential the growth is of the disease. So it's like, it's not just you have to get real close to the person and like spit in their face. It's like it stays for hours on different surfaces. You could accidentally like touch it and then scratch your eye or whatever. And so we don't really know enough about exactly how you get it, but we know that it's bad and it's a lot worse than other flus. So I think that's a reason why I'm staying inside for the most part. But yeah, going outside to get some sun in a not crowded area is like definitely a thing you should do. And growing your own vegetables. I have, I grow my own onions, green onions, and like my sister has oranges and lemons and stuff, and we've been using those. And it's very interesting because at times like these, that's when you realize what the importance of knowing how to do that and cultivating different life skills instead of having to rely upon corporations and companies to do things for you. I think everybody's going to be a lot different after this, hopefully.
I think everybody's going to deal with it differently as well. I think focusing right now, a lot of people are going to have a hard time moving forward, not knowing what to do. So what do? You focus on what you can control. You can control your information intake. And so what does that mean? It means, you know what? I do know people that have gotten sick. So I'm going to focus on what I can control, and that's staying safe, doing whatever it is. And then also not getting saturated with the massive amount of misinformation out there. We talked about it yesterday. You have scientists saying one thing, you have the president saying one thing, and people get caught up in that instead of just going, okay, what can I focus on? Well, right now you have a fantastic opportunity to focus on yourself. Pick a few things that you can work on, you can control, and that keeps your mind busy. It keeps your attention. For myself, I have a family, so that's where a lot of my energy is going right now, which is, this is fantastic. I get to spend really good quality time with my family, and we get to be constructive and try to take the positive of that,
Yeah. I mean, all we have to do is sit and chill, right? I mean, besides the people that there's a lot of people that Goddess said, they lost their jobs and they're having a really tough time right now.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
Like,
and there's people that are going to work every day and putting themselves in harm's way just to make sure that people are being taken care of. There's so much going on right now, and having the the access that we do to all these different bits of information and people and their stories. I mean, what we've been dealing with for years now is like everybody has a POV, everybody has a story, and you get to be a part of that. We get to see the front lines, we get to see these things going on happening in real time. And that that also, it's a double-edged sword. People get caught up and they go, oh my god, there's so and you get paranoid at it. You're like, oh, the army, oh, this is going this. Then it's like, okay, slow things down. This is a great opportunity to just slow things down in your daily life. And probably a lot of people are having a hard time with that. Yeah. I think Tamara mentioned something about it. If you haven't, try meditating, right. Try focused activities to try to be able to kind of keep your brain, on a level where you can just have like a general sense of awareness. I think it's Vipassana meditation is another one. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people do that. That's something that I've done for a few years. I know Junior, this is probably right up your alley. I mean, like I know you have a lot going on personally, just like we all do, but there's probably a lot of, tips and tricks that you could share to kind of help people center, their mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
Meditate, practice yoga,
breathe,
deep breathing,
mushrooms,
read, mushrooms. It's like acid, hot tub, vegetable garden, my house.
Yuki, did you?
Come on over, guys. Party.
What, Metro?
I sent you a link on Twitter.
Yeah.
So the Popular Mechanics article. So it is 55 things to do before the world ends.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, catch a marlin from a kayak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know why that's number 1. Not a lot of people have a kayak at their disposal or the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Let's scroll down. My personal favorite so far is number 15, something to do before the world ends.
Mm-hmm.
It is donate a kidney.
Of course.
I would not recommend that right now. Probably the last place you want to be is Trog can testify. Don't go to the hospital.
Black market bathtub.
Yeah, and then buy some Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
There's some really good stuff on here. Sleep at the top of a giant sequoia tree.
No. I don't know that I want to do that. Any of those things.
Is there a list of things you can do in your house?
Right.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you guys what you do during a self-quarantine. This is how you keep yourself busy.
Okay, let us hear.
You normally sleep on your bed. Maybe you sleep on the couch. Everyone makes a big fort, a pillow fort. Okay. There you could try different ways to prepare food, silly ways. Okay.
Like
you can make you could do. You could do.
Oh no, he has an idea. I can see the flash.
You could do Kool-Aid popsicles, gang. How fun is that? Now listen to me. Just because
Does anyone have Kool-Aid in the house?
because the world is ending doesn't mean we can't have fun. Okay.
That's true.
No, absolutely. And I have a 7-year-old that I have to kind of break up in between study time and fun time and things like that. So we definitely look for different ways to kind of get creative around the house. Luckily I have a very creative wife who paints and makes all sorts of cool things. So he gets to be hands-on with that. So which is really, I'm not exactly suited for that stuff, but it's been interesting.
It sounds fun.
Okay, so Bella, you've said you've been pretty much in lockdown for quite a little while now. I think Medra, you've been that way. Kai
Medra was on vacation.
What? No, listen. My question. Here's what I'm trying to get at. Here's my point. I think we're just getting to the point where a large majority of the people are in a self-quarantine situation, locked up with their wives and kids. This is probably a couple days, 2 or 3 days now. I see people on Twitter going day 3 of, quarantine. I'm losing my fucking mind, But on that note, there's people like we homeschool our kids, so this is kind of like okay for us. We're handling this pretty well considering. Okay, there are people that have nothing to do with their kids all day long. They put their kids in school, and they don't see them until when they come home. How are the people dealing with that kind of shit where you just want a moment's peace? Just give me a fucking minute, kid. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Like how are people not going to lose their fucking minds?
What about you aren't normally around your spouse or something.
Right. What if you're not? Tamara and I are around each other 24 hours a day. We never leave each other's sides, okay?
I'm sorry, Tamara.
I know.
I feel for this woman.
I'm
the poor
blessed
fucking
and
thing.
punished at
but
the same time.
There are people that don't see their fucking wives or husbands except for a couple hours a day. How the fuck are they going to cope with this shit when they're like, who the fuck are you and who did I marry? How is this?
This is going to strengthen a lot of relationships, and it's also going to end a lot of relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's plenty of articles being written right now. How to kind of like reestablish your relationship, stuff like that. But no, absolutely. The people who are used to having, who are in a position where they have somebody who comes and cleans their house, who they have somebody take care of their children. Mm-hmm. They're relearning skills that they haven't had to do in probably quite a while. So it's probably pretty interesting to see that kind of dynamic. You guys are very fortunate because you're like us, you're best friends. So it's just getting to spend a little extra time with your best friend.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that some lady said, like, this is a really unusual time. So for the people who aren't used to having your children with you all the time and like aren't, homeschooler people and just aren't good at that, like just all you have to do is like keep them alive.
I saw that one. Is that the one?
It's okay to just put them in front of the TV.
And toss some fish sticks.
Yeah.
Is it the fish stick one, Bella?
Enriching their minds.
Yeah, mine was jumping on the couch just yesterday, and I was like, "Look, dude, we can't go to the hospital. That's the last place we can go right now. So please do not break an arm or anything like that, because I'm gonna have to place it myself.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to get Trog on Skype and be like, Trog, what do I do? How do I place this?
Thank God we have Trog because we have someone we can go.
He is in high demand right now. He's in high demand. Yes. Start charging. I'm fucking serious. I told him this the other day. He needs to start charging.
Mm-hmm. Bella, I think I saw the same tweet. Was it toss them some fish sticks? Like it was basically.
It was something like that.
They don't have to thrive. They just have to survive.
Right.
That sounds like my mother. She was like literally like, if the baby's crying, you can just let them cry themselves to sleep. It's okay. I'm like, Mom, no. Babies need love and attention and care. Okay, we can't just put them in a fucking little laundry basket and let them cry themselves to sleep. Because this is what happens. I turn out, okay, with all my fucking problems.
I remember playing in a laundry basket. Yeah. I was a little bit older though, but laundry baskets were fun.
Mommy issues, okay? I don't know if now's the time to tell you or talk about it, guys, but I have mommy issues. I think the point about all this, and yes, Trog, get your fucking ass ready, bro, because you're going to be getting some fucking phone calls from crypto Twitter. We're going to be like, how do you fix a broken fucking finger, Trog? And you're going to have to do like a Skype thing. Just get ready for that. Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I can hear someone whispering. Was that Rice?
I thought it was Junior.
If it was me, I apologize.
It was like you were whispering in my ear. It got very.
Yeah, it's like what is that?
I was like, whoa.
Hey, yeah.
But it's like we're just as long as we don't lose the fucking internet, guys. I think we're gonna be okay. Honestly.
What will you do if you can't get on Twitter?
It's happening.
I don't know.
I got a lot of really good books, man.
Yeah.
I have books.
If somebody wants a really good big book, man, you can order books now online and read them electronically. I would definitely encourage people to like try to like break their day out into activities. Maybe wake up and maybe do something in the meditation, spiritual element, and then maybe give yourself some time to do some education, and then, you know, just think about, you know, then maybe give yourself some time to read a book, you know, just block out your times. And if you do those kind of things and structure your days, I think it would help people's time as well kind of go by a little bit better.
Cleaning is good too. If you don't come out here with at least like one organized drawer after this whole thing is over, then you just wasted a lot of time.
I did some big time spring cleaning in my office room where I record, and because I had a lot of dust and stuff, so I literally spring cleaned on the first day of spring. It was nice. It was very therapeutic too, you know.
Right.
Some barbecue Birch in the chat says that the 1918 Spanish flu started off with mild symptoms in spring, then mutated into something much deadlier. Came back in the fall, killing people of all ages. Back then, it was troop movements that spread it. This time, it would be everyone in cars, planes, subways, etc. Look up Spanish flu second wave. This is the thing about it is, guys, so easily do we forget history. Am I right? We forget shit that happens. This shit has happened time and time again. We are not immune to a global fucking disaster. If the like fucking Junior said it earlier, the Earth is sick and it gets fucking, you know, rid of the pathogen. You can look at it that way. Maybe this is the fucking Earth fixing itself. And I think a lot of people that are in denial of this thing being, you know, something, I think, guys, it's just, I don't know. The more I talk about it, and, you know, I'm sick of talking. I don't want to fucking talk about this anymore. I'm done.
I see Chog, and he's having a mood swing.
We'll be back the same time tomorrow night, everyone.
Well, I see Chog saying he literally had the don't jump on the couch, I can't take you to the ER combo today with his kids. And I'm like, wait, Trog would take his kid to the ER to stitch them up because like I busted my chin roller skating and my grandfather was going to stitch it in their house. I literally almost lost my shit. I was like, no, oh my God. So I'm surprised that Trog wouldn't just...
Why are you calling out our doctor?
What? Oh, I'm not calling him out. I'm just wondering. I'm like, so he wouldn't do that.
Trog,
he's going to go to the ER.
We got a question for you. If your kid like breaks their leg or
some people, like if my kid gets hurt, like anything, I freak out. Like I can't even look at it. I'm like, no. So is Trog like that? I'm just I'm having a thought here. I'm like formulating, like, is that what Trog's deal is?
Is Trog like me where he faints at the sight of blood? Because I faint at the sight of blood.
I hope not. He's a doctor.
Okay. Well, okay. He says he would do it. He has the supplies.
Okay.
Super glue.
Super glue.
Super glue. FTW.
For the win. They do. You can super glue wound, like small cuts, guys. You can super glue them.
Well, do we have super glue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does everyone have everything they need to survive the apocalypse for 3 months right now?
That's the problem. What do you need? I don't know.
Hold on.
There could be so many things.
I'm going to go around the room. Okay. Kai, do you have everything you need to survive the apocalypse for 3 months? Kai?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, what was that? Sorry.
Kai. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have everything you need to survive the apocalypse for 3 months right now?
Okay. Do I?
Yeah, do you?
Do you?
Oh.
Yes or no?
I honestly think I do.
Okay.
Well,
That's
in terms
no.
of like,
That's
in
a
terms
no.
of no.
It's
In
very
terms of like
hesitant.
counted things, probably not. But like, yeah, I think there's enough here that can get me by, but for like maybe a month or two, maybe not 3, but you know.
Okay, Junior.
1 year.
Okay, Medra.
Yeah, currently probably 1 year plus if we rationed.
That's really good. Bella.
I do. The question was, do I have enough for 3 months?
Yeah.
Yes. Except I'm gonna start eating a lot of macaroni and cheese and processed foods probably in month 2.5.
Rice.
That's not too bad.
Rice, what do you got, buddy? You got 3 months?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was muted. I think I've got 2.5, like 2 months food, probably maybe 3 months. But if like we have a situation like where water and shit, like we run out of like our our public water system gets turned off or some of that kind of stuff, then I'm not really prepared for that. But food wise, I'm pretty prepared. And then trying to prepare for other things, like candles and batteries and things that you would think, like when you have power outages, think about those kind of situations and what you need just to kind of get overnight of not having power. So yeah, I mean, it's unless you've got a lot of money or you're a prepper type person who's been in this mentality for quite some time. I don't really think a lot of people are truly prepared unless, like Bella said, you're just going to be eating a bunch of processed, crappy foods. Now, I did a year ago buy some of these Patriot Supplies, I think it's the name of the company, where they sell
MREs.
Yeah. So I bought like 2 months supply of that. Plus I went out and got groceries that included like beans and rice, brown rice, white rice, macaroni, a bunch of pasta noodles and pasta sauces and things like that.
Trogdor said he super glued his daughter's chin last year. So
okay.
The weird thing is she didn't even cut it.
She didn't need it. He super glued it to like to a post to make her stay still. No, that's horrible. I'm kidding. So okay, I got another question for the group. Okay. I'm going to ask you this.
I'm ready this time.
Okay. What are you going to do if you have to book it? And I mean, get the fuck out of town. If the shit goes fucking crazy to wherever you're at is not safe, do you have a contingency plan for getting the fuck out of Dodge? Kai, go.
I think I do. I believe I have some pretty good survival skills, first of all. As I've said a few times, I've gone down a few too many rabbit holes involving shit hits the fan categories and whatnot. And even though I didn't take action, I believe I have a lot of that information in my head in terms of foraging and things like that, shelter, even just self-defense. I've done martial arts for a little while. Pretty healthy considering circumstances. So yeah, I believe I'll be able to get by. And also in terms of interacting with other people, it may not be wise to do so in the beginning, but I think I have a knack for making allies rather than enemies. So yeah, obviously that's worst case scenario, but I think it's all things to consider because this is unprecedented territory. We're not really too sure what's going to happen. So yeah, that's all. And also just being as portable as possible. That's it. I've been trying to go down the whole minimalist route every so often, and so I don't really have too much belongings to myself. So if I did have to leave immediately, I wouldn't really need to take too much with me apart from like bare essentials and whatnot. So
okay, Junior Lancaster, are you going down with the ship or do you have a get the fuck out of Dodge plan in place?
I have both plans in place
at the same time.
So
I don't understand the answer.
Yeah.
Could you please clarify?
He's going to split consciousness.
I would prefer to stay where I am as much as possible. But to get out of Dodge, being at the urethra of America makes it very difficult to drive somewhere. The only thing to do is really.
Did you just call
to get on
Florida a penis, sir?
Yes, and it is the hang dangle of the United States of America, and I live at the teepee hole.
Right.
So we would take a boat. I would definitely get my best friend, his family, and we would take a boat probably down the Keys and then make our way out from there.
Okay.
Obviously, getting another boat and more gas and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Medra, do you have a get the fuck out of Dodge plan in place?
Yeah, we do. So from where we're currently at, pretty close to a major metropolitan area, about a 2-hour drive, 3 different routes to get there, 1 major highway, and then 2 back roads if I need to use. Bug out bag already in one of the vehicles with extra water and food. So yeah, we're planning on heading out there anyways. Probably maybe this weekend or maybe next week, just depending on how things go. Just to get out there. My in-laws currently are on the property, so one thing I will recommend everybody just get a multi-tool. Probably still pick it up. That's one of the best things you can buy. Make sure you get one that has a can opener. And then look at a bug out bag. If you do decide having a plan to get out of Dodge, make sure you got a little bug out bag for it.
The multi-tool with the little tweezer thing is really useful too.
It's like credit card shaped.
Certainly.
Yeah. They have several different ones. They have the credit card ones that are about as easy to carry around as possible. If you want something a little bit heavier duty, I would look at getting one. The scale tool set, they have like really good ones, but those are expensive. You can get one at the store for like $14.
Bro, it's called Leatherman Wave. That's the best one you can get. So what you're saying is that the 3-inch blade of a utility knife will be perfectly adequate defense against the AR-15 of the U.S. government? I think not, sir. Absolutely. I think at this point we are beyond multi-tools.
I didn't know we're going against the government. I didn't know that's
we are guarding against all enemies, foreign and domestic, sir. Bella, what is your get the fuck out of Dodge plan if it has to happen?
Well, I come from a family that had to previously escape a different country, and my father, who tried to escape Vietnam twice and was thrown into POW camp for doing so, is a survivor and a fucking fighter. So, unfortunately, the United States of America is like the last bastion of sovereignty, of like freedom and where we wanted to end up. So if there's somewhere to go, I don't really know where the fuck that is.
Right.
But, in terms of like going to a different state or something, or I do have all of my important documents together so that those are easy to grab. I actually have a bunch of clothes and like daily items that I need in a suitcase that I can take with me. But in terms of like a plan to go somewhere, I really don't know where that would be. So I do always have my car filled with gas. Well, not always, but I do now.
Right now, yeah.
I think you made a good point to go ahead and gather the necessary documents, that being your identification, your passports, at least. That's a good, thing to have if we're trying to travel the country in a situation where, we do have checkpoints and things like that. I don't, obviously I think that if it gets so fucking bad that we're having to leave our homes, that's really going to be bad, guys.
I'm with Bella. Like, I don't know where I would go in that scenario. So
we don't have for us here, I'm going to defend the fort till the fucking end. And we've got a very well, protected, fortified setup here. And I feel confident that unless the fucking government starts sending in drones or there's fucking hordes of goddamn zombies, I think we're going to be able to survive our compound, here for a very long time.
Well, when we get through this, I just hope that Bitcoin does moon, and that way we can like buy something where we could all meet up if some shit like this were to happen
we do
again.
need a place that all of crypto Twitter can meet up in fucking,
because I don't like the neighbors that I live around.
Yeah, I don't like our neighbors either. I've already said that as
Really
soon
don't.
as shit hits the fan, I'm eating that one neighbor across the street. Like, that is like so gonna happen. I'm not even kidding. I'm thinking about just going ahead and getting it over with, because
Let's do it.
I don't trust the guy. And okay, anyway, Rice Crypto, what's your fucking get the fuck out of Dodge? Everything's gone to shit. We've got crazy, this shit's gone fucking loco, and your home is not safe. Do you have a get the fuck out of Dodge plan in place?
Yes, I do. I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, so I've actually got two different options. And one actual option, if shit really hits the fan and gets bad, Yuki, is good for you, and that's Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, we know.
You're in the mountains and you're secluded. You've got a lot of woods around you and good people in that area. So, I mean, that is a potential idea, and I've got friends up there. But I also have a place. My girlfriend's mom has a house on Baden Lake, which a lot of NASCAR drivers live out that direction. It's a real kind of richy neighborhood, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere is a big, huge lake. So there's fishing, there's woods everywhere. So there would be the availability of hunting and things like that. And there's like really, once you get into the actual neighborhood, there's only one road. Unless you're coming in through the woods, at that point, then we all need to be worried. But yeah, I do have some contingency plans, but I think those would only be necessary if we get to a situation where we experience a lot of chaos and crime increasing and not having, because we could have the reverse situation, Yuki. Like, I know people are talking about the potential idea about like the National Guard coming out and the ideas of martial law and but we also have the other idea of that not taking place and us not having adequate protection, because I've even seen things from local police departments all around the United States this past week that have basically said what type of crimes that they're not going to respond to. And one of those crimes involved like stores and house robberies of $1,000 or less.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's robberies. I would say it's more of like burglary or like theft. I don't know. Maybe robberies is a little bit, because that's with force or fear. These people, I think they're talking about, are the ones that just like take shit and then just walk out of the store.
Oh yeah,
right. So it's a it could go either way, but I mean, we could have either too much protection that we don't want, or we could have not enough protection, and then people are going to have to like figure out that place that they're going to go, someplace where they can be safe.
I think that's the point that we have right now is we don't fucking know. I don't feel confident in our president in giving us the correct information. I think he dropped the ball on warning us about this thing and being prepared. And now that the shit has hit the fan and it's fucking here, I don't think we're prepared for this. I'm worried about that. Guys, listen to me. We've been doing this thing for over 2.5 hours. I want to thank everyone for coming on the show. You guys are family. And seriously, the reason we're able to get through all this is because, like Rice said, we're a community. We're virtually a community here. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, do I need to put you down?
Hold on.
Oh my God. Oh no, guys.
Oh shit.
He's grabbing the onion.
No, I just swallowed my own spit. Okay. I mean, inhaled it.
Don't we all?
And Bella, I have elderberries, so
I did have a question.
Yep.
I did have a question for Bella regarding. I know. I don't know if you're going to be familiar with any regarding martial law, the martial law concept, and how that's tied with habeas corpus. So if they do enact martial law, how does that tie into that? Like, would it be localities? Would it be a national? I don't know how any of that works, because I think they have to declare it on a national, or is it a regional level?
They can start it on city levels, then they can do it at state levels, and then they could do it nationwide. So I think there's a lot of different ways. I didn't mean to interject, but I have a little bit.
That's good, because I didn't know.
Yeah,
you're probably right. Yeah.
And they'll probably do it more on a localized basis. It'll be bigger cities, and then what they'll do is they'll just do it just a complete national lockdown. Because if they just all of a sudden just did like a forced quarantine of people or a lockdown, that wouldn't gel well with a lot of people. But if they were to do it in sections where it's kind of getting people to brace the idea.
Good point. Yeah, just like the kind of the way this thing is happening now, it's like just keeps slowly unfolding.
Like New York's a good example. New York could be completely put on lockdown. And if it hasn't already, it could already be. Like, I haven't been paying attention to the news.
People on Twitter are saying that New York LA is on lockdown. Am I wrong?
I believe
Didn't
so.
India say LA is in lockdown?
We have
I think it is a lockdown.
It's called a stay-in-place order.
Yeah.
The LA County did it yesterday, like at 5:30, and then right after, the governor of the entire state of California actually made a very similar order. So basically, they said that we are supposed to stay in place in our homes, but that they're not really going to do anything about it.
Right.
With the authorities.
Yeah.
But now that the National Guard is rolling in today, I don't know if they're going to elevate those orders. So it could be elevated, to whatever they.
Yeah, the National Guard thing does scare me, man. Like when a lot of people may not realize that when Trump put us in that state of emergency, that it gave him control over the National Guard, and he already had control over the Marines because the president is direct commander to the Marines. So, like this really, I've said it before too. This is really such a field day for conspiracy theorists. I mean, in all different elements, there's so many different things that could come out of this.
I agree. Yeah. Guys, I want to go around, let everyone say some closing words, some words of encouragement, and just tell us, a little bit of what do we, just go ahead. Junior, you go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was muted. I was texting someone. Words of encouragement?
Closing words of encouragement, what the fuck ever. Read us a book.
Words.
Whatever you want to say.
Quote, what the fuck
Let us
ever.
have it.
Closing words of encouragement.
All right, you got this. All right. No, okay. It's my turn?
Yes, go.
Anything that's
You're
important
live.
to you. It doesn't have to be encouraging if that's not the mood you're in. You go for it.
Speak your mind.
Always the same. Be kind, be caring, be nice, and always be merciful. People can choose right now to be the worst that they could ever be, or they can be really good. They can choose, like, I went and got my guns today. That doesn't mean like I need to like flaunt them around and talk about what I'm going to do with them and things like this. Those are just things that create more negative energy. And I think that right now we don't need any more negative energy on this planet. And I think the Earth is trying to tell us that.
Love it.
I do too.
Okay.
That makes me want to, like, just all think something positive at one time during the day or something. I don't know.
That's probably a good idea. Kai, what are closing words?
Okay. I think that most people should really reflect on their lives up until this point, how comfortable we've been relative to now, and also just to reach out to some people that you may not have spoken to for a long time, because you never know who may have caught the virus, who may be in danger, who may be feeling sick or down or emotionally distressed, whatever the case may be. So that's one thing. And in addition to that, just to try to prepare as much as possible, not only for yourself in terms of your physical and mental health, but also just project into the future a bit to see what your plan of action may be, which may involve going solo if that's what you want to do, or community building, which you should be doing anyways, just to make sure that you have a base of people that you can connect with, who can support you, or who you can support them as well. If even in times like today, like in this little group chat podcast that we've been having right now, even something like that, if you can't physically visit the person, have a little Google Hangout and talk to them, see how they're doing, seeing if they need anything, and yeah, just generally trying to stay positive. It may be hard to, considering how everything's being relayed to us, the media, how the government's handling it, how the corporations are handling it in terms of supply chains and whatnot. But in order to make it through this can be like a teachable moment for us as a species to really drop all of the unnecessary nonsense and to really prioritize the important aspects of life, not taking it for granted, and moving forward into a better, more conscious future. With that being said, thank you for having me on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Kai,
I want to
say, Kai, that you are a beautiful soul. Medra, what do you got?
And I'll piggyback a little bit. Kai is a beautiful soul. Right now, just make yourself available emotionally, spiritually, in whatever way you can. There's a lot of people that are reaching out and I'm available. I don't even care if I know you're not. You can DM me just to shoot the shit. I can show you funny pictures of my kid and the stupid stuff he does. But take the time to, just meditate, learn to meditate, read a book, learn a skill. I mean, this is an opportunity. You're going to have probably quite a few weeks and a lot of bit of time. And if you don't have a hard skill, start learning a hard skill, something that'll translate into, something after this is all said and done. And yeah, just reach out. My wife was watching the Shawshank Redemption. And so I remember, what's his name? Andy, at the end of he had a quote, and it said, "Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies." So keep hope. Don't let it die, because it doesn't die within us, and we can share that. You can share that hope. Have fun, get drunk, have sex. Jesus Christ, have a lot of sex. We've been having a lot of sex. Watch some good movies, read some good books, and it's always a pleasure getting to kind of share this with you guys. So I just want to say peace and love, man.
Very
That's beautiful.
Very inspirational. A message of hope from Medra. Rice Crypto, please, sir, give us some closing words.
Yes, I would just like to really encourage everybody to stay as positive as possible. Get yourself grounded mentally, spiritually. Try to stay as healthy as you can. Keep your immune system as strong as possible. Take this time, like others said, to educate yourself. Learn a skill. Read a book that you've been meaning to read. But focus on what's important, and determine what those things are. I think what everybody has said before this moment has been, in the closing statements, has been some of the most wise stuff I've heard in the past couple of days. So don't take for granted, what everybody here is sharing, and do what you can to be a shining light in this darkness. Truly, truly, truly practice change and really be the change that you want to see in this world. And we need that so much more right now, more than ever. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man.
That was great.
I think that's a message of utilizing what we have within us all, and to carry on, do the best we can. Bella, Bitcoin Bella, what are your closing words?
Everybody has put it so eloquently, and I rubber stamp everyone's response so far. I couldn't have said it any better. But I do think, I feel like we have all been going so hard for the past few years, with our emotions with Bitcoin and cryptos up and down and all over the place and just always on the go, that we have a little bit of time to have a vacation in our homes right now. Mm-hmm. So even if we're not, if you're tired, like, you can rest, like, just hang out. And maybe if you can, I know it's scary, but try to enjoy yourself, because that's all you have right now, right? Is to be with yourself and to better yourself. So just try to relax if you can and get your rest. Like Rice said, the best thing to do is just stay healthy, because you don't want to get sick from this. And so you need to sleep at night, or you need to sleep. Get your sleep, get your nutrients, try to eat as healthy as possible. You have so much time in the world now to exercise. And exercise always makes me feel at least 80% better. When I'm down in the dumps and I do a 30-minute yoga class, I start smiling afterwards. And that lasts for like 3 hours after. So why not at least try? There's so many different resources that you can go to, and you don't have to lift weights, or you don't have to do things that are extreme, but you can, just move a little bit, dance in your room. Like, don't forget to move and exercise. So your body is the healthiest thing, and it's what you have right now. So keep healthy.
Perfect.
Thank you, Bella.
I'd like to add something super quick, since Bella said something about dancing.
Yeah.
I'll try to share this on my Twitter feed. Like, look up Decentralized Dance Party.
Oh yeah.
Decentralized. They're currently doing something where they're doing a live dance challenge, where they're trying to encourage everybody to go live on one of their social media accounts and just dance like the world depended on it, to your favorite song. And the idea is to encourage other people to do it as well, and ultimately get the entire world to be dancing as a sign of unity for humanity and joy.
I love that.
I think the point here, guys, is that we are stronger than we think. We are resilient. We are able to adapt. We've been on this earth for a really long time. I think we're going to figure this thing out. Yes, it's extremely scary, but I think we're going to pull through. Tamara, before I end the show, what do you got?
Well, I think this is a lot of information to process, and sometimes that can be scary, overwhelming, or stressful. Don't forget to laugh and have fun, and, that's it.
I love all you guys. Y'all are my family. Everyone listening, thank you. Everyone that participated in the chat, thank you guys so much. All my guests, please hang out for just a second. I'm going to end the stream, and then I just want to talk to you guys. Thanks everyone. Take care of yourselves. Make wise decisions, for fuck's sake. Don't get fucking overwhelmed and crazy with anxiety and stress, because that's not going to do anything but make you not feel good. And I think during this time we need to really pull our resources and make wise decisions, guys. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been another episode of Euclid Notes, Quarantine and Shell. Goodbye everyone. We love everyone. Goodbye. And guests, hang out for a second.